And hello. No intro today because we're a little bit late, so we're playing catch up straight off the bat. Hope you're well. Welcome to the Absolute Football Podcast. We think we're live. I pressed the button. I'm sure you'll tell us if we're not. Or if you won't know. So who knows? Technical difficulties, but we're here. Don't worry. We're here to watch England-Latvia with lovely people in the chat. But first of all, welcoming my co-host as we're 3 minutes into the game. It's 0-0, hoping for a quiet period where we get the start going. I've got to introduce Grimmy first. Isn't it lovely watching football with Grimmy? How are you doing?
I'm very good, despite the chaotic nature of the start of this game. I'm doing pretty well. Not because of the action on the pitch, but more what's going on behind the scenes. But yeah, everything's fine. We're all fine. We're all here. We're all breathing. Everyone's okay. It's grand to be here watching football with you, Sam.
It's grand. It's grand to be here, and I can finally, the last 5 minutes have been a bit chaotic, shall we say. I was like the person who kind of like was trying to find their boots because the game was starting. I don't know where it is. I've left this behind. This wasn't clicking in. It's fine. I have everybody on screen that I want to talk to. I have the football game on behind me. We're okay. And of course, we have the wonderful Rebecca return. I think the first time I've seen you in ages, Rebecca, from your around the world cruising and wherever. You didn't stop in Latvia by any chance? Was that one of your destinations?
No, not this time. I think we've done it before, though.
There you go. And how are you? Are you well?
I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, it's good to be back on. I feel like the EFL didn't get the memo of keep matches off Tuesday nights, but we've got a free one, so yeah, it's good to be back on. Although I am currently watching Everton under-21s as well as England, so we've got double updates. Of
course, we've got double watch alonging going on. That's how we play. That's how we do it. And of course, the chat do it as well. Very interesting in the chat as well. I will show this because Luke has chatted to us at 3:30 this afternoon with some important Northampton news, which of course should precede any England watch along. So, as he took the effort to read it out, that Sam Hoskins has become the fourth player to score a century of goal for Northampton Town. There you go. He's currently third in the club's all-time appearance record as well. Congratulations to Sam, a true ambassador for the club, both on and off the field. There we go. Congratulations, Sam. Not quite made the England squad, but well done to Sam Hoskins at Northampton Town. And of course, well done to everybody else who's made it. And Graham's here. Or as they say in Latvia, Lavakar, VCM. There we go. Graham's giving us some Latvian teachings tonight. He's just always here with the knowledge, is Graham. We have Simon as well. Well, this is it. We haven't tested it. We're just taking you at face value, Graham. Good evening to Simon. Good evening to Chris as well, who's here. We've got the wonderful Shah is here with us as well. We're very good. Thank you for joining us, Shah. And there we go. And everyone's saying hello to each other. Isn't that lovely indeed? And yes, there's a lot of chat already in about how much of an exciting qualifying campaign it has been the last few days, and we will get onto that because there's lots of teams and stuff qualified. But let's start with the game. So currently on my screen we're 6 minutes in. We think me and Rebecca are kind of roughly around the same time. And Grimmy's on +1 by the sounds of it, so he will get to the goals in the moments, but it will allow Grimmy to sort of prepare himself for a full analysis of things that happen. You see, this is it. He'll be ready to go. But should we start with you, Grimmy? Are you excited to watch England tonight? It's the last couple of, we watched Serbia last month. They were a lot better. Obviously, Wales, they got the job done early. Are we in the right direction?
I think so. It seems to be what we've seen so far in these past couple of games has been that it's clicking a little bit more now, that he's had a bit more time with them and he's maybe getting them to play with a bit more attacking intent. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we do tonight. Obviously it's Latvia away, but we've got a lot of the first who I would expect first team squad on the plane to America on, so it'll be interesting to see how they all do. But yeah, so far so good, and hopefully the run continues.
Well, indeed. And currently, Thomas Tuchel has his hands over his head because Harry Kane, Gordon just sort of pulled one back to the 5-yard box. It's a 5-yard box, 6-yard box even. Get that right. And it's just past the post, just wide. Oh, it was a sitter.
That should have been in back there now.
I think Thomas Tuchel surprises the rest of us that Harry Kane's missed that. That was an insane one, but that would have been a perfect start. More people coming in the chat as well. Even to Dreety, hope you're well. Sean as well as a question.
He's
just missed a sitter. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
2 in a minute. They look identical as well. Identical chances. Unbelievable. Sean asked Rebecca, are you happy with your FA Cup draw? Who did you get in the FA Cup? I haven't seen, actually.
We don't know yet.
That's a good draw.
We've either got Hartlepool or Gainsborough.
Yes, it's Gainsborough. That's how you pronounce it.
But they're currently playing a replay as it stands.
Yeah, because Gainsborough are National League North or Northern League, I think.
Yeah.
Northern Premier, I should say. Yeah.
It'll be a new ground to experience, so that'll be good. But yeah, keeping an eye on that one as well to see where we end up going. So, yeah, be an interesting one.
Be interesting. And welcome, of course, we've got the Mr. Arsenal podcast as well. Welcome to you. Thank you for coming in as well. And it says if you threw a Bayern shirt on Kane, you would have scored that. You're probably right. But I'm sure Harry Kane won't let it. He's experienced, so he will need one more chance, and it'll be fine. Hello to Jen as well. Wonderful Jen is in the chat as well. Look at that. Everyone's coming in to watch England. Firing some crosses in a minute. How are you feeling, Rebecca, about England? Obviously, you didn't watch the sort of Serbia game with us, and but a win tonight and through to the World Cup. Excited?
As excited as you can be when it's England, I think. Yeah, I mean, it is looking a bit better at the minute in terms of like the football he's got on playing. I feel as though I know that I'm going to sound like the exact same every time I speak about England. This one, he could have changed up the team a bit more with including different players from maybe the blue side of Merseyside in Jack Grealish to see how that would have done, especially within a friendly against Wales. But hopefully it'll be a decent one tonight and, yeah, be interesting. I don't think I can say I'm excited yet, but we could be getting there.
It's going in the right direction at least, which is a positive. And of course, Spenny Peckress always with the video printer. You know, it is that time for hunger for goals. It's very hungry for goals because they've taken the lead against Portugal away in their time. Very good. That's a very good early goal for them. Portugal. Who was it? Portugal played the other day. Was it Ireland? They beat in the last minute. I'm sure it was Ireland, wasn't it? We will have a little look around what's going on in the other tables and everything else like that very soon. But yeah, we could get to the World Cup tonight, Grimmy. You know, it'll be done and dusted. We can start. Grimmy's on his way out there to sort of scout for us as well. He's off to that part of the world.
Yeah, I am. I fly out on Thursday morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, via Newcastle to Amsterdam and then Amsterdam to Atlanta. So it's going to be a long old day, but hopefully it's all relatively okay. But yeah, be interesting. I've been to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta a couple of times now, and it's one of the stadiums that they used for the Club World Cup, and they're using it again for the World Cup. And yeah, if the venues are anything like that, then it's going to be some spectacular stadiums getting used, I think, over there.
Good. I like Atlanta United. I used to play on them a few years ago on the old FIFA Cup, probably because I couldn't be asked to sort of scroll down any further. They were the first alphabetically, but that's when I first came across Miguel Almiron, when he used to play out there for Atlanta United before Newcastle picked him up. Well,
weirdly, I used to use the Atlanta kit on my Ultimate Team and the stadium, and then I ended up getting married in the county. So that was a weird coincidence, but.
It's all coming together, you see. It's like all comes together. Mr. Arsenal podcast saying, I'm calling it now. Opening game of the World Cup will be USA versus England. Well, if it is, hopefully we'll all see the first goal this time, because anybody who was about in 2010.
2010. Gerrard, like the 4th minute, yeah. 4th
minute, it flipped to an advert, and we all just saw Gerrard run it. That was the Vuvuzela World Cup in South Africa, and yeah, we all missed it. Everyone was watching on TV.
It was our best moment of the entire World Cup, I think.
It probably was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a pretty rough one, that one, and then we got destroyed by Germany after the Lampard ghost goal that we all remember. We all remember pretty well. It's Bradford. I don't know if it was Bradford playing Everton under 21s. It's a kind of podcast derby.
Bradford are winning 3-0.
It still is. It is a podcast derby.
That's maybe why Dreety mentioned it then. need to shout out the opponents in that one. Oh dear. podcast. As Qatar are beating UAE in the Asia World Cup 2026 qualifiers 4th stage. There's a mouthful for you. But so far, it's every time I look up, England is sort of a bit camped at the edge of the box.
What minute and second are you on, Tam, at the minute?
12:52.
12:48.
Yeah. I'm not.
Grimmy's just kicked off.
He's still doing national anthem.
National anthems, yeah.
Oh wait, we've kicked off now.
Which I must say, I did enjoy. I enjoyed Latvia's national anthem. I didn't hear it, obviously, because I was on mute trying to sort stuff out. But in terms of the presentation of it, they look like they put some. What? This is your moment in front of your home fans. Give it the big uns, you know.
Well,
No.
it can't be any worse than Damien Lewis singing the national anthem in front of the British Grand Prix a couple of years ago.
Oh dear, that's a bit unnecessary, isn't it? But sometimes the length of stuff can, it builds the tension of it, and we like WWE, Grimmy, and some of the entries just go on for like 10 minutes.
Oh well, yeah, but that's all about spectacle, isn't it? And
this is it. Latvia can't produce that WWE style in their home stadium. Oh, lovely little 1-2.
All I'm saying is, if they introduce a little bit of Undertaker to the equation, really, spice it up. Start the national anthem with like the dong of the bell and like dong, and then just like really add some. To be fair, probably won't be bad when they're playing like similar level teams, because that might create some intimidation. Like, say, what the hell's going on here?
What we'll do might be needed. And the Jack Grealish questions are starting earlier. Absolute travesty that Grealish wasn't picked. I never thought I'd say that about an ex-Villa player. I think I said this on the pod. I can see him making the squad in time. For Jack, I think at the moment, just let him play. We can deal with that. Maybe bring him in the November ones if he's carrying on the form, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call it a travesty that he's not in. I think it's like, yes, he's had a really good start, and I've been one of his biggest praises on the pod, and I would have picked him personally, but I don't think it's a travesty. I don't think he's not behind people in the pecking order of how he's playing. It's because those people are already established, and Tuchel's obviously thinking this is probably who I'm taking in the summer at this point. But obviously, Grealish has a way to go to probably prove it to Tuchel that this isn't like a 6-week period where he's playing really well. If he does this up until November, or probably the next international break, then you're going to start having the conversation of when does he get in. Because I think Gordon is making a good argument to start on left-hand side. But yeah, I think Grealish will get in, like you say, Sam, but I don't know if I would go as far just yet to say it's a travesty that he's not in the squad. Becca might disagree, though.
No, I mean, it's at the moment the squad is fairly in some areas it's fairly stacked as well. Like, do you know what I mean? In the past, everyone's got that. Oh, why is he there? Why is he there? Whatever. But like in a lot of positions, you got at the moment we've got in the squad no Bellingham, no Foden, no Cole Palmer either. 3 players that have been central to that team when we had the kind of Euros last time around. And as you said, like Anthony Gordon's not quite hitting the heights in terms of goals and assists for Nichols, but he's effective and does a job in this England side. And it's also Tuchel can only deal with what he sees in his eyes, who performs for him, who does what he needs him to do in the short training sessions and bits and pieces they've got. It's really tough, I think, for an England manager, because you can't just pick the players that are in form, because you've got to pick the balance. And this is the problem we've had before, is picking the form players, getting them all in the side together and then not working, where sometimes you get a player that people question, but it does make everything worse. I always remember the Calvin Phillips one back in Euros at home. Everyone queried it, but it blended that midfield well. Now, obviously, he's had some struggles since, and he wouldn't go back there. But for that tournament at that time, it did work, and it's a long way to go till next summer. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be players coming in and out of form, and
yeah, I mean, another prime example of it, and again, Rebecca might disagree, but Jordan Pickford. He's had his times at Everton where it's not been going great, or Everton have been struggling, and he's also been struggling as a result of Everton not doing great. But in an England shirt, you can never ever question his performances. I think he's probably been, for my money, of what I've watched of England for 20 plus years, I think he's probably been our best goalkeeper, by far. And I think like this, you are going to have people like that as soon as they put that shirt on, are going to outperform maybe what they're doing in a club shirt. Not to say that Pickford's not been playing well recently. I think he has. I think he's doing absolutely fine at the moment for Everton. But there have been times where it's been rocky for Everton in an Everton shirt for Pickford, and people said, should he be England number one? But every time he's been in that goal, he stepped up and made really important saves in big moments.
He certainly has. And I think that's one spot that we all know is pretty much nailed down, isn't it? Unless Pickford gets injured, I think that's one for sure. But it's early in the season as well. Like it's 7 games in, and what we're sort of talking about form. Some of these players have played well for 2 or 3 games as well. Like you need to see things balance out a little bit, and it is difficult this time of year because it's second international break. There's one more in November, and then games will come thick and fast, and that's when everyone's season kind of then will work itself out where they're going to go. But
I mean, I don't mind the international breaks, but having 3 of them back to back is just like, it just seems a waste of time. Like I'm glad that we're trying something different next season, with there being that sort of month-long period for them to do a bunch of qualifiers or Nations League or whatever it is that they're wanting to do. I think that'll make it a bit better, and probably help out a lot of the players as well. Because again, I know obviously the players that maybe are in the national teams won't get the help, but you think there's a big chunk of players there that'll get an extra month's break and we probably won't see as much fatigue across the board, and maybe might help some of the players with the recovery as well. Just having a bit of a break if they're not involved in the national squads or are maybe recovering from an injury. So that might help in that regard as well.
Well, Tuchel will get a bit more, the managers will get a bit more time with the players as well to settle stuff. I suppose the only issue is going to be if you, chance, no, it's gone out already. The issue is going to be if you're injured during that period, you miss the entire internationals for that season, I suppose. But I suppose that's the same as if it's a tournament, isn't it? You're injured, you'll miss it. But I like the fact that they are trying to look at something different and trying to see whether it could work to bring it all together. Because it is frustrating because no matter what's going on with the national team, like we watch the Premier League, we love the Premier League, we get excited for the Premier League, and it just seems it's like stop-start at this point of the season. And then I think as well, because England's record in qualifiers has been straightforward for a number of years now. Yeah, and they've lost like 4 in like 30 years or something crazy, wasn't it? Like in World Cup qualifiers and 6 overall in qualifiers. So the competition isn't there. And I know they, and then when you don't have qualifiers, you've got Nations League, which they try and make a bit more competitive. But so I hear they were looking at, one of the things is they're trying to look at the Champions League format as a possibility. What do you think of that?
What, as in for qualifiers?
Yeah. Where they've got that massive league table and then they play 8 teams, whoever, and doing it that way and having one massive. So you have to qualify in the first load of positions rather than groups that are seeded. What do you reckon? Do you think that's a possible working option?
Yeah, I think it could work. I mean, we've seen with the Champions League, I know that people have been skeptical of that big group stage with the Champions League, but I think in the first season, it definitely has worked. It depends, I guess, on the fixtures and how they lay them out. Do you have big teams facing each other and having that potential sort of jeopardy of, if England have for some reason struggled and then they face like an Italy or a Germany in the last game and they've got to try and find a way through? Do you have that sort of scenario and potentially face big teams getting knocked out? But I just think the groups at this point have become so stale and so predictable. Like, why not give it a go and see what it does? I mean, we have these breaks anyway, so why not try and do something a bit different and make it a bit more interesting? But yeah, I'm worth giving it a try. I think it's worth giving it a try.
It's something different. Some of the groups have been more exciting, and I was looking around kind of the globe a little bit earlier because I mean, if you look at, obviously we've got an expanded World Cup, so you're going to have some teams that kind of make it or whatever. But it does seem that there's already quite a few from across the globe that are making their first World Cup. I think Uzbekistan, Cape Verde Islands, Jordan. Teams you never would have associated with getting kind of close, and some of those have done it in a way that would have qualified for them anyway without an extended World Cup. They've performed well and they've outperformed teams like Cameroon and people like that you would expect historically to be kind of those. And then even you look at the Kosovo result last night against Sweden. I mean, that's
That's a repeat. That's a repeat again of the first round that they did, because I remember seeing that result and being absolutely shocked by it. So, yeah,
it's mad. I mean,
pulling up trees.
This is it. You see, I mean, Everton used to love a good Swede back in the day, Rebecca. They used to have a sort of a Swede or two in their ranks, but obviously, Isak and Gyökeres is not enough to get any. They've not got any points in their qualifying table. Not even like close to qualification. They're just miles off. And Thomason's been sacked today, unsurprisingly. Madness. So I wanted to ask to the chat as well, keep you guys involved. Let us know who in the England squad you think is nailed on as a starter, or certainly on the plane. Let us know who you would have your top. Say your top three. Who's the top three that you'd have starting? See what everyone's opinions is. Have you got a top three, Grimmy? Top three you definitely have in there? Rebecca's is Pickford, Branthwaite, and it used to be Calvert-Lewin, but now it's Grealish, I'm sure. Grealish, Pickford, and Branthwaite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can have four, we'll also throw James Garner in there.
Yeah, Jimmy Garner.
I mean, to be fair, the way he's been playing, you can't exactly dispute that he's not. He's maybe in some better form than some of the players that you'd automatically put in. Okay.
I'll let you think, Grimmy, because we've got one. Jen's come in with the chat with one. She's got Jude Bellingham, Pickford, and Watkins, the three that she would have as definite takers. There you go, Watkins.
I would say Pickford, Kane, and I would probably say Rice is probably my third. I feel like that's the kind of structure of the team, and Rice has been such a big performer for us over the years, especially in obviously the past few years with the final appearances and stuff like that. I think he's very important. But Pickford would absolutely be there, and I think Kane at the minute, because we don't really have any backups, you'd have to have him in there as striker.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Mr. Arsenal podcast reckons sabotage with Thomason being for Denmark is that he's brought Sweden down. That's fair point. It's a fair point. And we have Peaksters saying he's going to England, London in February for the first time. Any suggestions for stuff to visit / do as an Arsenal fan? As an Arsenal fan, probably go to the Emirates. Some capacity, I suggest. Probably would make sense. But Rebecca, any advice? Anywhere to go in London that?
I don't think so.
Catch the train to Everton.
Go see the new Everton Stadium.
Oh, hello. Deadlock broken. It's the man who needed a goal. I won't ruin it for you, Grimmy. But there's a man that scored a goal for England.
I mean, it's very impressive considering where I'm at. Latvia have the ball.
I was going to say, how long is this going to take for Grimmy to react to this?
Ball over the top. Anthony Gordon on the wing. Dribbles it past one guy. Dribbles past two. Hey!
There we go. Anthony Gordon into the bottom corner. Yeah. There we are. It's a good finish and all.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's great for his confidence.
Just saying it less than 10 minutes ago that he hasn't really scored much.
Hasn't scored.
Went and does it.
Yeah, he went and did it. So Jen's with you though. She's behind with you, see, Grimmy. She got to experience that moment with you. That second. Simon's not even got there yet. It's
my God. I'm practically in another time zone, Simon. Where are you in another planet? What's going on?
It's taking some time to get there, but that's good. Anthony Gordon needed that, I think. Not scored at all. Not scored all season for Newcastle. I hadn't scored for Newcastle, I think, for well into the back end of last season as well. So that was a tidy finish, to be fair.
Also, I'd like to ask a question that doesn't really have much to do with the football. It's more of a fashion choice. But what's going on with all these players wearing these headbands? I've just noticed there's been a sudden inflation of all these headbands. Is it a new fitness accessory, or is it just to keep wavy locks out of people's eyes?
I think there's just a higher percentage of wavy locks around at the minute. I think. I'd say we come from a time of the skinhead. I think in the good old fashioned days of the Premier League. It's now yeah, it's a lot.
It's funny you say that because I played my first Badminton League fixture on Sunday, which I won, by the way, not to brag. But there was a guy wearing the exact same headband, and he was bald as the day he was born. And I did question. I was like, I've seen Anthony Gordon wear them, I've seen Madueke wear them, and I've seen other long-haired players wear them. Why are you wearing it?
It must be a sweat in the eyes thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It must be a sweat, because to be honest, I picked one up because it was about £3, and I was like, I hadn't cut my hair in a while. I was like, let's just see what this looks like. And I put it on and was like, yeah, we look stupid. We're not doing that. It didn't work at all. But I think
so.
Well, I think it's got a use, you see, for the sweat. I'm thinking back to classic sporting moment. Porky Pig in Space Jam, if you recall, had that on 25 years ago before the players are now. So he knew what he was doing,
Rebecca, can I ask you a question, please? No. Have you seen Space Jam?
No.
Oh, Rebecca. Rebecca. Oh, in sporting films, it's different level. He hasn't. Wow. I didn't even know that. And I've just thrown that reference out there.
Sam was very perplexed when he put the cameras on, and I was just stood there with like a Space Jam t-shirt just in his face. Like, I need you to make a reference to this.
Yes, this is it. Please make a. And I guess Graham says keep the sweat out of the eyes. Someone says Anthony Gordon's cosplaying Captain Jack Sparrow. And Pixar says he will watch a game at the Emirates with my father, a memory for life. Yeah, that's wonderful. If you've not got to see your team at their stadium, that's Rebecca will never forget her first game at the Hill Dickinson, will you?
No.
There you go.
Are we on about first league game or your first game in general?
Both, I guess.
Yeah, because you did go before, didn't you? I suppose the first league game, because I imagine the atmosphere was different for the league game to the general game, I suppose.
Yeah, we did the test event, and then a pre-season friendly, and then Everton and Brighton.
Everton and Brighton. Simon says I probably wear a John McEnroe headband playing test. I tried it, Simon. It just didn't work. Just didn't work. It didn't feel right. It didn't look right. It didn't help me play any better. So it just it's probably consulting.
I bet you're a cap man, Sam.
I do on occasion, Grimmy go for a cap.
He does have a cheeky cap. He does.
I've got a cheeky cap. Outdoors tennis. It can be a necessity. You see, that's that sun. You need to manage that. Manage that with your equipment.
I think I'm an Under Armour cap away from looking like Andy Murray in his prime.
you could well be. How have you not watched Space Jam with Arsenal podcast?
I don't know.
And then Spenny and Chris. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Is Space Jam 2 any good? I won't watch it out of principle.
I've refused out of principle.
I have. I was like, you just don't touch it. You just can't improve on perfection. And Space Jam sits there for me,
I feel like this could be a whole conversation with Rebecca, to be honest, of like what films
have
you not seen.
Yeah.
It'll probably be a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a better introduction than when his manager introduces Michael Jordan and he comes out of the spaceship or whatever, and he just the tones of it, and then just as he does, I Believe I Can Fly kicks in, which ignore the singer and all the context. But at the time, that song as he comes out of the spaceship it's just you can't deny it.
Bill Murray being in it as well. What a hero.
And it's got messages in there for Rebecca as well. He gives them all this water and says this is just special stuff because they're struggling. They need motivation, and then they don't realise it was just water. That's all it was. It was in them all the time. I imagine that happens at Premier League games at half time as well. So this is special stuff, and they all go out there, believe in it, and then half time it was like, no, you had it in you all along. What a management technique!
He just reads the bottle.
yeah. Just make sure it's not the one with all the penalty takers written on it. There we go. Who thought Space Jam was coming up for Latvia versus England? But there you go.
I wonder if there's ever been a time like when the goalkeepers had their bottle, and obviously it's been put down, and then he'll pick it back up, and someone's taken his bottle by accident, and he's looked down, he's like, the instructions have gone. What do I do?
Where's it gone? Didn't Hannah Hampton do that? Did she do that in the finals? She lobbed the bottle into the crowd or something? Did she in the Euros final? I love it.
Yeah.
What a time to do it!
Absolutely love it. I also enjoyed the moment in the in the Premier League last week when Qualifier tried to nick Pope's towel to take a throw in, and the referee took it off of him as well.
You've got a shirt, use it. That's what I'd say.
So they're not allowed. They're not allowed to use towels. Breaking the rules. You're breaking the rules. Graham says Brackley are currently winning the F1 Derby. Brackley playing Woking.
So it's Mercedes against McLaren.
This is why, you see, we have our F1 know-how on the pod, you see. Good evening as well to Alid. Good evening to Alid. Hope you're doing well. We won't mention the other night, Alan. Alid will be fair. We won't say anything. You've still got a chance to qualify. I hope you make it. There you go. There's the love. There's the love.
I think everyone isn't it everyone bar Republic of Ireland still has a pretty good opportunity to get at least into the playoffs or qualify. I mean, I think the whole nations, isn't
do.
It?
Yeah,
Northern Ireland have been a very entertaining side to watch. Sorry, I've been watching. I watched Wales and Northern Ireland last night after I watched ice hockey, so that was quite an interesting one. I know we won't go too much into Wales, but Nathan Broadhead scoring was my highlight of that match.
I had a feeling you might say something like that. How was the with you saying you're watching the Ireland game? Was it the Republic of Ireland or Northern Ireland game you saw?
Northern. Republic are playing tonight.
Republic are playing tonight, that's right.
Seamus Coleman and Jake O'Brien are both starting, I think.
Seamus Coleman still starts for Ireland. God,
he played like 80-something minutes against Portugal. It was mad. Like, he's not played... I think the longest he's played for us this season is like 5 minutes. Like, just coming on, and then like he's coming up against Portugal.
That seems like a health hazard if there ever was one.
He must have like 6,000 caps at this point. He's been playing for Ireland for at least 20 years.
Never have enough caps.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Right.
So I'm going to look through the groups at the minute.
I was going to ask... Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask Rebecca, how did Northern Ireland play? Because I'd heard they played quite well, but I haven't managed to see any of it yet. Obviously, they're playing Germany, so it was a big nation to have a good performance against.
Yeah, it was one of them. They just couldn't score. Like, they had so many chances. It was an interesting one to watch, but it was a very, very strong performance. But then they were missing. I think it was like Conor Bradley was suspended because he picked up however many yellow cards, and I think that they were without a few key players. But yeah, they're doing well. They were on the same points as Germany going into it. So it was one of them where they were really unlucky with it. But the win on whatever night it was, I can't even remember now, all of the matches have blurred. They won 2-0. That was like a really strong performance from them. I mean, I am biased because I love Isaac Price, but...
I've never heard you be biased about any player whatsoever, Rebecca. Don't know where you get this notion from, a bias.
Can't believe it. So that is in Group A, which now has
Scotland's match was chaotic. Never know so many VAR calls. Oh, it was something else. They held on for the win. They did hold on, but Jesus Christ, that was something.
It was a tight one. I think that was Group C. I've got here. So I say Group A we've got Germany on 9 points, Slovakia on 9 points. Northern Ireland on 6 points and Luxembourg on no points, and there's still Northern Ireland have got Slovakia and Luxembourg to play in November. So top qualifies automatically, and second advances to the playoffs. So Germany are assured at least a playoff spot. Declan Rice running through, Anthony Gordon. No. Wasn't happening. You've got, in Group B, Switzerland are top with 10 points. They are assured of at least a playoff berth. Kosovo in second with 7 points. That's mad. Fair play. And it's 7 points advance to playoffs. So I think they're there. They've made playoffs. Cannot qualify directly, but maybe they qualify for a playoff berth. Yeah. And then Slovenia and Sweden both out in that group. That's quite a coup for Kosovo, really, isn't it? Because Slovenia have been no kind of mugs, and they've been difficult to play against in recent times. 2 wins, 1 draw, and a loss. Fair play.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's definitely probably the surprise I think so far of the teams you've mentioned. Like 2 wins against Sweden. Yeah, like I mean, you wouldn't have ever bet on that being the outcome, really. Yeah, unbelievable. Like considering some of the quality players that Sweden have as well, like Isak, Gyökeres, like you mentioned before, like it's crazy that they've been able to get those points off them. But fair play to them. I mean, you kind of want them to pull through now after those results. So fingers crossed they can get over the line.
It's crazy indeed. And we've got FA Cup goal here as well. A local one for me. Fareham. The mighty Fareham are winning 1-0 away at Sutton United. Go on, Fareham. I don't even know what league they're in. That's how low down they are. So fair play to Fareham. And Andorra are 2-0 up against Serbia. The mighty Andorrans. To be fair, when they played England last time, they were really organised and really there wasn't a lot of threat the other way, but they were really organised and difficult. That's phenomenal. 2-0 up against Serbia. Absolute respect. Spenny Fan Chris says that Isak's a flop. Well, they've also got Isak. Gyökeres plays for Sweden. They've got 2 of the top strikers in the Premier League playing up top. Yeah. Anthony Elanga. Mm-hmm. He's been doing bits at now Newcastle and was at Forest. They've got Victor Lindelof is still captain. Yeah, Victor's still there. Although I've not seen him at Villa yet. He went there, didn't he? But I've not seen him. He might have played in the Cup. But that's been about it. And then I think they've got some young players coming through. Is it Ronnie Bargi, the bloke who's at Barcelona, coming through? And then they've also got the young lad at Tottenham, Bergvall. But I think he's only got a couple of caps. So it seems like it's a Sweden team that needs to build for the future because you can't finish bottom of a group with. And they have got a point. Sorry, I did them a disservice. They have got a point.
Huge difference.
Huge difference. They're still not going to the World Cup, so it doesn't really matter. Denmark and Scotland now both on 10 points. So it's going to. Does that come down to goal difference? Because Denmark have got +11 and Scotland have got +5. Greece eliminated, Belarus eliminated. We need Ballon d'Or Scotty at the World Cup. Yeah, Ballon d'Or Scott McTominay, as I now call him.
I think that's scandalous he didn't get higher in that Ballon d'Or voting, to be honest. I find that absolutely scandalous. Player of the season in the entire league, and he still doesn't get. Who is it? Wasn't there someone daft in the top 10 as well? Like, I'd need to have a look, but yeah,
undoubtedly with that list.
And there's no bias there.
Well, to be honest, I think they said it on the women's football podcast. Look who won the women's football one. They lost both major finals. What are we judging this on? But he will always be known as Ballon d'Or Scotty to me now. Just even getting close, to be fair. Sean's trying to still punnage off of Graham tonight. Does Isak become I suck with the way he's been playing? Oh, that's a dig, isn't it? Giving it the dig. Giving it a dig to Paul Isak.
Yeah, Cole Palmer being number 8.
Like, it's just because of the Club World Cup, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not saying anything about Alexander Isak because there's a certain game coming up on Sunday, and I'm not getting in. You're not going anywhere near it.
Keep those lips closed because we have to use all of the superstition, all of the witchcraft, all the fingers and toes being crossed to get ourselves over the line with something to show for it on Sunday, because good Lord, do we need it. My holiday might get ruined. I'm not exaggerating.
This could be better. It's the one game a season I know I can rely on Rebecca's support. We turn up at Anfield and I know we have support for at least one day a season to see what can happen. Chances Saka on the right. So I know we've not really commented too much about the game. That's probably because England are in fairly decent control.
There isn't really much to say on it.
No, they're pretty.
This is gone pretty similar to the way it did against Serbia. Yeah. We keep the ball in their half. We move it around, try and break through on a chance, and
get in the early. Gordon's shot that time not quite as good as his. No, it wasn't Gordon. Sorry, it was Anderson. The early goal helps, though. It means you can be a bit more patient and try and find the opportunity. So, false alarm! It's 1-1 in the Andorra game. A glitch happened when looking at the scores. Oh, look, unbelievable! Vidi printer error coming in through. It's 1-1 between Serbia and Andorra, not 2-0 to Andorra. Unbelievable.
Chris, you need to have a word. Spenny, Chris, you need to have a word with your staff. There you
go. This is it. It doesn't. Chris sets a certain standard with these videos. He will not be happy with false scores coming up. That will become a new thing. we'll have to do it like on lower league or something. Just not tell the lower league guys and just start chucking random scores up that aren't actually happening.
Rochdale are 4-0 down. She'll be like, are they?
Sure. She wouldn't miss that for a second. That wouldn't get through admin. There's no doubt about that. So, other groups, you've got Group D. France are winning that one, shockingly. Oh, hello, Grimmy. Prepare yourself. Brace yourself. There's some happy, smiling English faces.
Oh, no, the keeper's picked the ball up. Oh, he's about to throw it. He's going to throw it. He needs to throw it. He's going to throw it. Now on Tuchel, so I don't know what's going on the pitch. Oh, something bad's coming here, isn't it? Yeah. No. Oh, blocked. Kane. And
just as Grimmy gets it, Jen's there as well. That has been a goal for England. We did have to wait to allow Grimmy to enjoy it. I like the commentary though, Grimmy. It's bringing me back to our old FMTM days with the excitement.
Just put me and Jen on it because we're on real time.
This is it. You two might not finish the game before the World Cup starts. That's my only worry.
Very good.
Could be. Says Grimmy is the vibes I'm being behind. Your vibes, Grimmy. Got vibes.
Absolutely. That's the first time I've ever been given that sort of compliment, so we'll take it.
The vibes. And Chris says it was an own goal, so it's okay. Alid is fine. He does a good job. There you go, Alid's been. I like that. That's like he's protecting his staff. He's come out as a manager in the post-match press conference, and he's not slated his player. He's backed him up, but behind the scenes, he's probably like, "Don't you ever do that again?
Yeah.
Don't you let me down." So it is 2-0 to England. Harry Kane it was with the finish. That's a save. It's all right, Grimmy. It's a save. That one. Harry Kane almost again. England are fluent now. Fluent. Graham's relying on us to keep us updated with England because he's watching the Charlton women's game from Sunday, preparing his match report for Freya tomorrow. Look at that. That's dedication from Graham in the chat to get that top-level match report for...
Yeah, I wouldn't miss the match report for Freya either. She's a very scary lady.
She won't have. Yeah, she'll pick you up. She knows all the details as Freya, so there's no.
Save goalkeeper.
He got down so quickly. Did it again minutes later.
Yeah.
Some big old floodlights there. I'll tell you that. It's a very different pitch, though, isn't it? You've seen behind the goal, and it's like there's a park at the back, and there's a. I love some of these European stadiums.
Have you ever played GeoGuessr, Sam?
I've seen GeoGuessr. Is that where you basically guess where the stadium is? Is that it?
Yeah, so there's a version of it where they do European stadiums, and basically you get put in a random spot, and you've got to try and work out what stadium it is, and it's oddly addicting because you think you know where you are, and then you go, "Oh, I thought I was in Serbia. Actually, you're in the middle of Ukraine," and you go, "My geography is not as good as I thought it was."
I think I'd be pretty poor because I can't even use Google Maps on routes that I know, and then I end up in a different place. You know, when you go to Street View and you're like, "Where's this? I've never been here before." That's not what I was expecting. More updates. We've got. There's a VAR check. What's that for then? We'll find out in a minute. DR Congo 1, Sudan 0. Graham says, is DR Congo related to DR Pepper? No, it's not Dr. Congo and Dr. Pepper. I don't think it's the Democratic Republic of Pepper either. It's the Democratic Republic of Congo are beating Sudan. Might be a penalty. As I just see a big spider walk down my curtain over there.
Just stopped in the middle of nothing. So sorry,
he's a big boy.
VAR check that you referred to 20 seconds ago.
We've got holding on Harry Kane. He's got his hand up his shirt. Is that up his shirt? The card's out.
Oh, surely not another red.
No, it's just a yellow. I'm more concerned with where that gigantic spider just disappeared off to as well.
I'm assuming this is a spider in your room and not on the TV screen.
I think so. I don't know. It just come from Latvia. Latvian spider.
Apparently, Sam.
It is a
has
penalty.
bottle.
It is a booking.
When you can see Harry Kane's stomach, and you know for a fact that the man has his hand under that, whatever assembly of that shirt is, then.
Right, so we're not going to spoil the penalty here for you, Grimmy. I'm going to make a facial expression. What happens with the penalty, and then
shall I do an hammering?
Yeah, you do hammer him until you're ready, until we tell you that it's done. So he's stepping up at the minute to take the penalty. Right, it's okay. Ruben, come back. We've seen it. I'm just waiting for you. We're waiting for you. There's also a penalty to Italy. There's penalties everywhere at the moment.
Penalty.
There's a penalty. So there we go. We'll wait for Grimmy to experience what we've just experienced. That's where you get a repeat of the penalty incident, which was a penalty. Is he stepping up there, Grimmy?
Beautiful.
Look at that. Bottom corner. As Mr. Arsenal Podcast says, we're off to the USA. Grimmy is off to the USA.
I certainly am. And I am going to eat like that.
USA. This is it. Everybody's ready. And it's half time on my screen. Sorry to spoil that for you, Grimmy, but there will be a half time.
Bloody hell. It's all goal this game, isn't it? But what I would like to say is the whole process of getting hold of the tickets for FIFA World Cup is absolutely bizarre. I've tried everything I can to be as part of the queue, to be in the ballot, to do this, that, and the other. And the whole process of getting a ticket is just the most confusing thing I think I've ever seen. Like, they have the ballot that you can go into, which obviously works like pretty much any sort of major event, where it's Wimbledon, Olympics, whatever. You get drawn, you get access potentially to tickets. If you can get access to them, you can buy them, blah, blah, blah. Then they have almost like an online trading card system. Yep. Yeah, exactly. That was the facial expression I pulled.
And you're a man who loves trading cards.
And I love sports trading cards, by the way. I've become something of a card addict in the past few months. And that is not an exaggeration, because my bank balance is not thanking me for it. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day, and maybe time for an intervention at a later point. But they sell packs online which have like special like FIFA online celebration memory cards on them, which are like celebrating different moments in the historical World Cups. But then it gives you access to certain stadiums to buy tickets from, which you might not get the tickets, but you can buy the online trading packs. Are you with me so far? Because I've confused myself talking about it.
Like this sounds the sort of game where this sounds like, I'm going to need a walkthrough for this or something, like an online guide.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I was just like, I've put myself in the ballot. I've put myself in to try and look to see what these trading cards are going to be like, if that's an avenue I can go down. But they're ridiculously priced as well, so I've said no thank you. And I'm just like, why isn't this just as simple as it's a ballot? Did you get the ballot? Yes. Did you get the ballot? No. Well, unfortunately, you can't buy tickets for it at the minute. Why couldn't it just be as simple as that? I've got no clue. I know the reason. It's money, because they're obviously trying to sell stuff and get stuff on the go. But like it is crazy. Like
it's money, and it's from the same people that do the draws for these things as well. I'm excited for the World Cup. I'm not excited for the World Cup draw, where we've got to sit there for 2 hours and deal with all sorts of nonsense. Where we've just we could do that. We might do that, because that might.
And I'm
be
30
funny.
seconds behind. It's like England have.
Imagine the pressure on that. But then they've got 48 teams to draw at this time, so it's just that sounds sounds ludicrous. It sounds ludicrous. It does indeed. I'm going to leave you for a couple of seconds, because it is that time of the evening where I have to put something to bed. But I'll be back in 2 minutes once my child has gone to sleep. But I'll leave in the capable hands of Grimmy and Rebecca. I won't leave the studio and end the stream this time. I'll just disappear myself for a second. Ciao.
That's what he wants you to think. Anyway, so seeing as we're not talking about England right now, because, you know, we're already winning 3-0 and the result is pretty much done. How has the Aki under-21s game been going, Rebecca? I sense by your facial expression it's not been going well.
Everton under-21s at Accrington do
Everton
not have
under-21s. If Accrington under-21s were playing, I'd be concerned, but you never know. How is the Accrington-Everton under-21s game going? Sorry, I'll get that correct.
We're getting beat 4-0.
Almost wish like I hadn't asked, so I didn't have to ask you about that and put you through that torture. I apologise.
It's okay.
Has it been at least a good run out?
For Bradford, yeah.
Okay.
No,
okay.
I mean,
How do I jettison this one? Who have Everton got at the weekend?
Man City away.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus! Right. Okay.
So we can't play Jack Grealish.
Oh, you can't even play the lad.
No, but we have Kieran Dewsbury-Hall back after his suspension for 5 yellow cards, in which 2 of them were actual yellows.
That's what you say. But no, they probably weren't. I mean, I haven't seen them all, of course, but
one of them was for kicking the ball away. Well, no, not kicking the ball away. Taking a free kick too quick against Liverpool. And then the other one was for a foul, which wasn't a foul or a yellow card offence.
Right. Okay. I'm with you so far. Dewsbury's Hall's back, but Grealish can't play. Is it at City or is it Everton?
City.
Right.
Yeah.
And is the Aki game on around a similar time?
Yeah, they're both 3 o'clock kickoffs. So Accrington have, I think, second in the league, Swindon.
Oh dear. I mean, to be fair, when I last spoke to you, when we last had this interaction about Aki, I think you were playing Colchester and you said you haven't won a game all season. I said, well, Colchester are doing awful, so you should win. So I'm going to be bold here and predict that you're going to get a draw.
We need one. We got beat. I know this isn't the lower league show, but briefly, we got beat off Newport, who were bottom of the league at the time, on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we have Swindon on Saturday.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Fun times. And then
that could be a very somber evening for you, I think, if it goes how it could potentially go.
And then just to wrap up the weekend on Sunday, it's Dundee and Celtic.
Oh. My entire soul just left my body in like support of your potential pain that may be coming. But hopefully it's hopefully it's just a nice result in there. You never know. Celtic might have a bit of a blunder and Dundee might, do something. I don't know. Fingers crossed anyway.
We can always hope that. But we played Aberdeen. When was that? Like when I was on holiday. Aberdeen hadn't won in the league or scored in the league. No, this was when I was at Everton and Palace. That was when it was. So you're going into it thinking, we're on for something here. Like Dundee could get a win. They got beat 4-0.
Yeah,
Aberdeen hadn't won or scored. So that was fun. So now to play Celtic, in which we have seen 12 goals at Dens Park for Scotland's under-21s last Thursday, I think it was. Dundee have only scored 6 this season, so there was double the amount of goals that Dundee have scored in one match.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So, that being said, obviously we're talking about the Scottish League there. What do you think of? I know obviously you mainly focus on D, and that's fair enough because they're your team. But with the Rangers stuff and what's been going on there, obviously they've had the terrible start. We all know about Russell Martin and his antics. I'll call it. Some Rangers fans might have stronger words than that, but like they've obviously just been rejected by Steven Gerrard. I haven't seen anything today on it, so you might be able to update me. is there anything about anyone coming in? Like, is there a name that's been linked with Rangers so far? Because again, other than Gerrard, I haven't really seen anyone else mentioned in terms of who may be coming in to replace Martin, obviously, who's just been sacked. Is there anyone coming in?
I don't think so. I think they've mentioned so many names on Sky Sports that they've just they can't decide. It's like I do feel as though they just had their heart set on getting Gerrard back, and then that's just not happened, and that's the issue for them now. But it's an interesting situation. I don't think interesting is the right word if you're a Rangers fan. Like, they'd use a different word. But as someone that's watching the Scottish Prem at the minute, it is a really interesting situation at Rangers, because it's one of them where we all know at the minute that the Scottish Prem is 2 teams, and then the rest of them are just fighting for the European spots. But this time, Rangers are down with Dundee, never expected.
Yeah.
And there's actually it might not last, but there is competition and other teams within the top. I think Hearts the top of the league at the minute, with Celtic being second. So it is really interesting to see how that is all coming about. But it is just odd. I think the best word is to use is for Rangers, because we've seen them have so much success, and then to now be setting their heart on Russell Martin and then not going
pear-shaped.
No offense, as bad as it did.
Yeah,
it's one of them where whoever they are able to bring in will end up with one hell of a job to try and, one, get fans back on side, and two, try and get what is a strong Rangers team playing how everyone knows they can.
Yeah, I think that again, it's a strange one because of how badly it's gone for Martin. And he's put the rod on his own back, in my opinion, with how he started the whole, I'm doing it my way, no matter whatever they have at the club, I'm doing it my way. I think that anyone that comes in and just has a half-decent attitude is probably going to have the fans on side from day one. And even a decent, and one decent result against a Celtic or someone who's maybe up there will probably just get everyone going in the right direction again. And it's a bizarre one because, again, I don't really know, obviously, who's been linked with the Rangers job. I don't know. I think there was maybe a championship manager I remember reading about. But yeah, I think so, yeah.
It's manager that's linked with it.
Yeah, and, other than that, I haven't really seen anyone else. But I don't know who's out there, really, that you call upon. So I kind of understood the Gerrard thing because I was like, it's someone obviously the fans have a huge amount of respect for, and obviously had a great time under, because he got them back to the top of the league and overtaking Celtic even on a temporary basis. But it just seems really bizarre how that's all gone down. And it's you can have a bad start, you could be 4th or 5th, have a couple of bad games, but in the Scottish Prem, where again, no offense to the teams that are in the bottom half or in the Championship or whatever, there is a huge gulf between the top 1 or 2 to the bottom part of it, and it's just it just shows you how much of a fall off there has been from Rangers. And I just, it'd be very interesting to see who the guy is that they bring in. Sorry, Sam. Welcome back.
My main
lovely to be back.
My main talking point, in terms of the Rangers' downfall, is the fact that Dundee did have their part to play in that, and it was the fact it was Ryan Astley that scored as well, so that just made it even better.
Just kicked off. It was interesting. I was talking to, Gaz Rebecca. We've been on his. I went on his show again the other day. We were talking about ideology managers, because obviously Manchester United with Amorim, Russell Martin, similar and stuff. And he was saying, kind of after the Gerrard thing, they're not sure what's going on because they don't feel that any of the appointments kind of have any link to each other. It's all just names being chucked out of managers that have been half successful in the Championship. I don't think they know what direction their club's taking at the moment. So, and obviously Celtic are so dominant there at the minute. It's they're kind of very frustrated. So intriguing.
Second favourite. I know Muscat's the favourite at the minute, and his odds are very, very, very short. But are they going to Solskjaer?
Is he? Michael Carrick was in the list the other day.
He's second on the list, and I'm I'd go for a bit early at Rangers.
Yeah, why not?
Just think of the situation he went into at United. He needed to bring the feel-good factor back. Although it was temporary for about 18 months, he did bring the feel-good factor back. Get it back. Get him in Rangers. Take down that scourge of a manager I call Brendan Rodgers. Let's get the good times back at Rangers. That's what I say.
Get Ollie at the wheel. Get Ollie at the wheel.
The wheel.
I think he gets a really harsh. Was he greatest manager I've ever had? No. Were there some downfalls tactically? Yes. Were there some issues, etc.? But I don't think the slack he gets compared to stuff that we've seen since and all the rest of it. I think it enhances his reputation a little bit of what was going on. But
I would still make the argument of over the period since Fergie's left, there's no manager that has had as much of a sustained period of decent football than we had under Ollie. Like when it fell off, good lord, did it fall off? But
yeah, that was all right. Yeah,
at its peak, we had the Paris comeback. We had the Paris.
It's probably been the most entertaining we've watched, actually, as well. To be fair, because Van Gaal was quite pragmatic, and Mourinho could be that kind of at times as well, and Moises was just all over the place. So probably in terms of actually watching the team, as most I kind of enjoyed for a period before, as you said, it kind of when it went bad, it just went very, very, very bad. Kathy wants Nico O'Reilly on. Get Nico on. Wow, we're 3-0 up. Now's the. Imagine we'll see some changes. Well, barring an absolute disaster, we're going to America. And Grimmy is going to America.
Another footballing news. Blythe Spartans are 1-0 down at half-time.
Is that in the FA Cup or is that a league?
No. We went out very early in the FA Cup. Was it Pontefract or something like that? I think we lost to. I can't remember. We're playing Dunstan in the league at the minute. It's not going very well in the league at the moment. I think we'll be happy if we don't have 3 relegations in a row, to be honest. I think that's where we're at as a club, which is...
But how's I remember talking to you before, wasn't it? Is the security all a bit more... Is it a bit stable behind the scenes again? So
basically the guy that we were trying to get rid of, or the fans, I should say, were trying to get rid of because he was... absolutely horrific. He left middle of last season, or maybe I think it might be February, March time. I'm not 100% sure. And then basically we've become a community-owned club, essentially. And financially wise, a lot more stable. There isn't really much threat of us losing or going to administration or anything like that. It's certainly not as dire as obviously what we've seen with like Morecambe and places like that, where obviously thankfully that got turned around and stabilised, I should say. But like football wise, we still don't have a squad that's really going to compete to get us back up the leagues at the minute. But I think at the minute, if we just stayed in the division we're in and stopped the slide, I think we would make that. We would think of that as a successful season because it's been pretty rocky the past few years, to say the least. So I think we take whatever we can get at this point. But we'll see what happens in the long run.
Bit of stability needed, and especially because feel sorry for the Spartans. There you go. Miles away from Spartans, Africa half-time qualifying World Cup fixtures, of which, oh my word, there's goals everywhere. Look at all of those goals. Democratic Republic of Congo 1, Sudan 0, Gabon 0, Burundi 0, Ivory Coast 1, Kenya 0, Morocco 0, Congo 0, Senegal 1, Mauritania 0. Is that Mauritania? Mauritania, isn't it? There we go. There's your African news. And looking at, should we go through the rest of these groups because we got stopped halfway through and just see. I'll rush through them quickly to say what else is going on in Europe. So you've got Spain. Spain obviously playing tonight. They've been top with 9 points and Turkey second, looking like there. Portugal and Hungary in Group F facing off tonight, but Portugal won 3 out of 3 with 9 points and Hungary on 4. So Hungary, Armenia and Republic of Ireland are still kind of in the running a little bit there. Group G, which has 5 teams in it for reasons. Netherlands are top, and then Poland are second currently with 13 points. Netherlands was 16. Finland are third with 10. Lithuania and Malta sadly eliminated. No World Cup for them this year. Group H, Austria top. 15 points for them, 6 games. Bosnia are second with 13 points. Then Romania, Cyprus, and San Marino. I saw something today. San Marino can make the playoffs because they won their Nation League group, which included, I think, them and 2 other nations that are right at the bottom of the rankings. Can't remember who they were. But because of that scenario, I saw something that if Romania make the second place and they knock Bosnia out of the playoffs, there's the possibility that San Marino will go into the playoffs somehow. One of those algorithm-y things that any reason why that could happen.
Don't tease me.
And they play each other in the last game. So there's a bit of a conspiracy job going. Well, San Marino are going to throw it. I don't think that's an issue in terms of the result. But in terms of goals scored, there's the possibility it could come down to that. And then San Marino would make the playoffs, which would be crazy.
I'm not one for suggesting crazy ideas. But we here at the Absolute Football Podcast have a bit of a gathering building here. I'm not suggesting we all get on a plane and go to San Marino and support them in this final game with the qualifying group. If there's a chance of playoffs, let's just all band together and get behind San Marino and get to that stadium.
If they get to the playoffs,
watch along.
Imagine a live. I mean, I'm not sure what the Wi-Fi is like over there, or being able to do something like that in person. But a San Marino playoff watch along could be something. Jen's up for it. Get me on the flight. Imagine that. I mean, they could play like Italy or somebody. I mean, that would be. We'd be there amongst the San Marinos.
I'll find a drum set from somewhere. I'll start creating atmosphere. We'll get some flags. Come on.
I mean,
why not?
I'll be honest with you, the form's a worry. The form's a bit of a worry for me.
It's not about form, it's about vibes.
It's about the moment. Take the moment. That's all you need. Seven matches played, 1 goal scored, 32 conceded. When they faced Austria, they lost 10-0.
Look, that means in the rest of the games you only conceded 22. I feel like that's progress.
But as Graham says here, San Marino, Italy would be a local derby, and we all know form goes out the window in a local derby, as Rebecca will tell you in Dundee. So just imagine what San Marino is. It's almost the same distance. There's the Dundee United derby. I might get one of those DNA tests and see if I'm like 1/16 San Marinian, and then see if I can get in the team. What for getting the team for the playoffs? I mean, God. Yeah.
No, against Italy, I'll be centre back. Bosh.
Imagine I would do a watch along. Imagine a watch along. Grimmy's playing centre back.
Calafiori, never heard of him.
We'd have to get on. Do they still do player cam on Sky Sports where we just follow a player around? We could do that.
Why am I only seeing the pitch? It's because he's doubled over trying to breathe in oxygen.
Who's this man on his knees at the halfway line at 3 minutes? I think
ball go up on the 89. Grimmies! They don't
understand me. We would be watching that game just praying for a set piece. Grimmy Maguire going forward. Get your head on it, son. In the mixer.
I'm probably about as agile as him, to be fair. So,
and it's possible it's Italy because Norway are top of Group I. Norway have suddenly, finally, remember all these years where we've been like, when are Norway and Haaland's just been resting all the international tournaments? Well, him and the rest of them have turned up this time because they've won 6 out of 6, 29 goals scored, plus 26 goal difference.
Didn't they score like 10 of those in one game or something against Moldova?
Yeah, they beat Moldova 11-1.
Mental, isn't it? Yeah,
it's just crazy. I beat Italy 3-0. Italy under threat of this would be mad, not qualifying for their 3rd World Cup in a row. That's insane.
It's mental.
When you think
consider they won the Euros as well recently. Like
they won the Euros, they're kind of, when they're there, they're perennial late knockout stage potential in that bracket, aren't they? But they obviously haven't been for years. Yeah, when you think they've won the Euros in between not making World Cups.
Wow.
Would you Armenia?
Would you take Would you
What a
take not
tackle.
qualifying for the World Cup if it meant we won the Euros?
No.
But if we won a tournament for the first time since 1966, but we missed a World Cup.
No, if it was the other way around, I'd take it in a heartbeat. But just the World Cup for me is always the. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Winning the Euros would be absolutely insanity, considering we've lost in the final of it twice. I just think it's a long time to wait to.
Oh, what a tackle that is!
Oh, it was a stonker, wasn't it? I didn't see who it was because I didn't want to stop your flow, Grimmy, so you weren't watching.
I think.
Oh, blimey! Well, Latvia just scored an absolute perler there from the edge of the box.
Who, by the way, I also just recently got a out of 25 card in a set. So John Stones is now being added to the collection. Just to let you know. Thought Rebecca might be happy with that one being a former Everton lad, but thought I'd drop that one in there.
In terms of Everton, it's still 4-0, but one of our players has had to be stretchered off after receiving lengthy medical treatment. So, yeah, that's very, very scary.
That's not nice. That's not nice at all.
Hopefully,
Sam, have you? Oh, what a strike! Sam, have you heard Rebecca's fixture list for this weekend of her team?
What? Who they're playing?
Yes.
Well, I would imagine, considering now I know recently it's gone for Accrington, any game's probably going to pose some kind of concern. Everton. I don't know who Everton are playing. Who are Everton playing this weekend?
Everton have Man City, Accrington have Swindon, and Dundee have Celtic.
Oh, that's it's got 0 out of 3 potentials, isn't it?
9-point weekend. I don't know what you're saying.
Job done.
Could you imagine though if that actually happened? I think Rebecca would be delirious on next Tuesday's podcast.
Well, remember the whole Celtic thing last time, you know.
Oh, when I was on
Madness can happen. Where is the City game? Is it at home or away?
Away. Wait.
Jack Grealish, sorry. Jack Grealish.
No.
He can't play.
Oh no, he can't play. Oh, yeah.
Sam totally forgot about the loans rule. Where
I forgot about the loan rule.
See,
do you know what, Rebecca? I'll give you some positives. I think in the long run that will be better because watching Everton last few games, I think, is that because Grealish is so effective, you go there so often. Do you know what I mean? They keep trying to find that. And I think it would be good for you to find other threats that then when he comes back in, because it will give Grealish more space. And I think if you're suddenly like, okay, well, we're going to have to find a different way to attack because, when I've watched Everton so far, you're threatening, but it's kind of one-dimensional threat. And if you block Grealish off, then, and I think that would be better for you in the long term.
Everton have scored. It's an own goal, but we'll take it.
It's back in. Sean's given his condolences. I think Rebecca might have the best weekend out of all of us, to be honest.
I really hope. We need a good. A lot of my teams need a good weekend, but there's one in particular, Ravaki. If we can have a good weekend, that would be great. But no,
I boldly predicted they'll get a draw.
Yeah. In terms of Everton, one thing that Grealish will be a massive miss, but for once we're actually going into a match being like, right, well, we've got players to come in for him. We've got Tyler Diblin, so we do have the squad depth to be able to do it. Whereas we're not panicking, thinking, "Oh, great, we've got Rondon coming on, or coming in for him." It's no offense to Rondon, but it's we've got squad depth for once. So it's all good.
I have indeed. I did make a noise in the middle of Rebecca talking about Everton there because there has been a moment, Grimmy.
All right. I'm still waiting.
It's
Oh, there's no way! Oh my dear lord!
It's the OG. It's an awful one. Keeper's taken a touch, and it's just he's tried to lift his leg up. It's just slowly bounced in.
If I was 130 for Latvia, I would have stopped that from happening.
I love the fact Rice and Kane almost looked disappointed for him, and then in the background there's John Stones going, "Yeah, some of that." Oh dear!
He's probably the guy that tackled him before, and he wasn't impressed by. But yeah, that's a bad one.
That's a bad one. Changes coming in as well. We've got Latvia coming off. No, England are making Jordan Henderson's
slow
on.
motion going, for the love of God, hit the bar or something. Just do something. Don't go in.
Do something. And now the things can't get any worse. We've got Eze coming on. We've got Bowen coming on. Jordan Henderson's on. Saka's off.
The disgusted Rebecca's face at Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson.
He's actually, to be fair, they finally updated the score as well, because it was making me wonder what's going on. Is this VAR or something? It has finally got the 4, but he's been playing all right for Brentford. Say it quietly, but he has. He suddenly turned into like a ball playing midfielder out of nowhere. He's suddenly been playing some wonderful through balls.
Move very far,
and that's possibly some of it, but I think he's done all right so far. Having said that, why Adam Wharton's not in the squad, however.
Yeah,
exactly. Do not get me started on Adam Wharton not being in the squad, but
60 million.
We've all got our favourites.
60 million for Wharton in January.
I think Gordon's.
Yeah, he's still there.
Still there. Saka went off. I presume.
Yeah,
Rice.
No, I was saying Wharton, 60 million January.
I'd love it. I'd love it. I'd love it now. I'd love it now. 60 million would be. I think we'd be doing well for 60 million.
If we get him in January, I think we're doing bloody brilliantly, because if Palace are doing what they're doing now, they're not going to be getting rid of anyone, are they? Even Mark Gray, with like 3 months left of his contract, still going to be staying there. Like,
well, exactly. And you're not. Yeah, he's not going to be worth. It'll be worth so much more than that to get it done. I can't. There must be some funds there though, because they went for the crazy Belieber bid a little bit late on, and we then didn't sign anybody else. So that tells me that there was some money in the kitty.
Maybe.
Maybe it's because I want there to be some money there in the kitty to improve that midfield desperately.
Me too. But I also think that I have now come around to the thought process of I don't want Belieber.
But he's had a poor start to the season. I think he seemed not quite right.
That's part of it. But I also think that there's been a big. I think he's been rattled by the association of being linked with us, and I don't know if it's quite throwing the toys out the pram. But if a player kind of gets unsettled by that, I'm kind of under the notion of if you get unsettled by something like that, if you come to Man United and it's not going great, you're probably going to get unsettled by much less.
One of the things we need at the minute are mentality monsters. We don't need excuse issue merchants. We've had enough.
Need a Rebecca on the sidelines get the players told how to take a penalty.
So this is it. We need to get those need those people in the dressing room, like in Space Jam, as I said earlier, that can rile everybody in those tough moments. We need Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. Well, we've got a Daffy Duck or two, but
we've got Lamons to save a penalty on Sunday. I'm telling you now.
I would take it. Simon says at 4-0, should we not be taking Kane off so as not to risk him getting injured? Probably, but he's made a few changes to other players. Probably like Saka's one that easily gets injured in the last 10 minutes of every game. So I suppose if Kane's just going to stand up there at the moment, I would imagine probably they're ready because Watkins is out, isn't he? So who else have we got as up front options on the bench? Have a look, actually. Is that the lot?
I don't think we've got many.
It is nice, actually, when I saw we missed it with obviously the tackle from John Stones, seeing John Stones back for England because it seemed like quite a while. He had a real difficult last season, didn't he?
Injuries, hasn't
he? Yeah, last season he only played like 20 games. And I just think between him, or good save keeper, that's not a penalty, Harry. Was that Anthony Gordon? Between him and Gahey and Konsa, I don't think that's a bad back two. You could play any of those two together, really.
I think I'd go for Gray and Stones.
Gray and Stones is for sure. They're perfect, and they did really well in the Euros. You think how well Mark Gahey's come on, because remember him coming in that Euros and everyone was a bit It was early days, wasn't it? But
he's a Palace player. He shouldn't be playing. Absolute tosh.
Absolute.
Oh, that's a penalty.
Dosh.
That's
Cappy's got fingers crossed for Stones.
He's killed him. Oh, good lord. Honestly. Just because he used to play for Everton. I don't know.
Outrageous.
If
Outrageous.
you remember Anthony Gordon, we have no recollection of him ever playing at Everton with what he did. So
He's been expelled from the record books.
I'm sorry to have brought that trauma back. I apologise.
it's not.
Just having a look who
I
else.
could say a lot more, but I won't. Otherwise,
I could feel there was something else coming, but I was like, I'm not sure if she wants to. But...
there's a lot I could say on him.
Could be a different.
It's become like the Voldemort who shall not be named.
Yeah. Graham says, I don't know what it was you said, Grimmy, but you said it well. Well said, Grimmy.
Thank you. I aim to please. No
I aim to please. So up front options that we've got on the bench, probably Rashford's your only option if you're going to put someone up top. That's the problem. Because you could bring on. I mean, you could play Dan Burn up front. be interesting.
Harry Maguire up there, man.
He's not on the team, mate. He's
no,
resting.
I don't mean today. I mean just in the USA.
He's resting for his 5-minute Miracle Anfield stint on Sunday.
Oh, don't.
You know it's coming. You know it's coming.
Genuinely, if Harry Maguire scores a goal or scores a winner against Liverpool, I will be the most intolerable Man United fan you've ever heard of. Because I swear to God, the amount of stick those Scousers gave him anytime he kicked the ball is ridiculous. Like, again, I know he was poor. I know he was bad. But he wasn't as bad as everyone was making him out to be. He made the odd mistake, don't get me wrong, and he had some absolute clangers. But he was the winger of the century against Bilbao. That cross he put in Bilbao in their home turf was unbelievable. Yamal could never.
Could only dream of that kind of turning circle. Was it? There was a game last season.
The width of a roundabout, but yeah.
Yeah. There was a game last season, and it was a big game where he either almost scored or it was disallowed or something. Was it Liverpool? He almost.
He basically had the ball in front of the goal, like around the penalty spot, and if he just hit it straight,
yes, of course, yes,
we win that game 3-2.
And
I'm telling you, after that, we're on a title charge.
I can't cope with it. Can't cope with it. I'm not.
I saw that look, Rebecca. Let me have my delusion.
I mean, I can't say it.
I mean, the problem is those kind of performances is then what turned us to just stick him on in the last 5 minutes of games up front. That was the option, which at first was kind of funny, and then that was a kind of a bit cult hero. And then after a while, you went, "This isn't really a Premier League successful tactic, is it?" As the go-to.
But if you look at how he's played against Sunderland and what he's been doing, like. Amram is lumping the ball up to the striker. So if we're 1-0 down with the last 10 minutes,
it's happening. I'm not. It's happening. He's going to do it. He's going to do it.
Could you imagine? Oh, if he scored though! Oh my God! Oh, Josh is getting a message of absolute fury and passion.
Just
Harry Maguire gif after Harry Maguire gif, just. Over and over again.
I can't contemplate that game yet. That's just too much. I'm enjoying my week. Latvia there had a couple of opportunities. Pickford just pulled a save out, and then
a bit of a
bicycle kick effort.
What was that? Sorry, Rebecca.
It was like an acrobatic chance.
It was. He went for a bit too much height though on his.
I remember trying to do an overhead kick once in school. I never did it again. It hurt too much. I don't think how players can do it.
It hurt too much.
I just landed on my back and I was like, I must have been about 15. I landed on my back and went, why are people trying this? Like, it's ridiculous.
I understand the one where you stand on your left leg and then you kind of do it. It's the one where they get both feet off the ground and it is literally like you're landing on your back. It's like, WWE wrestlers don't do that.
It would have been standing on the right leg for me because I'm left-footed, Sam. But I don't want to be that guy.
Well, there you go. If you could,
Harry Maguire hit a bicycle on his head.
I thought you were someone that could hit a bicycle kick with your weaker foot, Grimmy, but you'd let me down.
You have clearly never seen me play football.
We will when San Marino, Italy comes up in the playoffs next month.
Could you imagine?
We're all born in a
suspension
rain.
Number 16. Who's number 16? He's not even on the team sheet. I'm like, right, guys, let's go. We might be
Imagine
20
you have
0
to-
down, but it's time to tear it up.
It's time for it's Grimmy time. I imagine you probably have to fly to Italy to fly to San Marino. I guess I don't know. There's too many.
Nah, we VW camper van that trip. On the
What, with
road.
all 25 people on all the pods? Get a bus,
Absolutely.
podcast bus,
Oh, well,
with all our faces on the side.
Something happened
It's
there.
now
Rebecca?
5-1 to Bradford.
5-1
Oh, no,
to
wait, the wrong way
Bradford.
round.
Yeah.
Treaty's
It
on
was 4-1.
fire.
At least we scored.
And Senegal are going to the World Cup. They beat England, don't forget. They beat England in the friendly.
The mighty Illiman and I don't think he scored, but he played.
They had the goal to beat us in the friendly.
Did. After we beat them in the World Cup, didn't we? Is it 3-0
Sam,
in the World Cup?
Sam didn't quite click on that one, I don't think.
They had the goal. Oh, I see. I waited for Graham to pick it up. You know, Graham's the quip master. Anthony Gordon is now off the pitch. He has off, and Marcus Rashford is on. He's gone, which means Harry Kane's probably not coming off.
Enjoy the game.
And here Danny Byrne is on. Go on, Danny B. John Stone's off. Dan Byrne on. Happy days. Look at that. He's on it. I love the Dan Burn story. It's just heartwarming. I think to have someone like that in the England squad that's like
From Blythe.
to believe. Marcus Rashford is going to shoot here. Oh no, he's laid it off.
To be fair, it's not a bad combo to bring on, is it? Last 20 minutes, Rashford with a bit of energy in the legs, a bit of pace, and Dan Burn just like boosh every ball out.
Yeah, Rashford with like starting to pick up a bit of confidence and being whatever for 20 minutes where you're getting raw pace Rashford and things like that. I think is a problem. I think it's a good and it's a good problem for us to have. Whatever you sort of think about where everything is with him, but I mean, I think he can create some kind of X factor.
Yeah.
And if he can carry, if he continues to play at Barcelona and get that confidence back, then that might be a nice little. That's why I think things like him, like Grealish, is another one. I like that because it's less now, isn't it, about your starting 11? They're finishing 11, as they like to call it as well. And I think Grealish and Rashford could be perfect tonics to change a game. Grealish just like, one thing is he keeps you up the pitch. He's fouls come into him and things like that, but he's a difficult contender. It's not someone you want to deal with having had 70 minutes on a pitch. And Rashford's exactly the same, but for pace reasons, It's a nightmare. Dreety didn't know it was 5 because her TV's delayed, Rebecca. Maybe we've just got fast TVs. Maybe it's that everybody else is on normal time and we're in the future. We're part of the future.
Oh,
I wonder. If I try something.
Republic of Ireland.
Graham's still recovering from Thursday, so his quips aren't quite up to speed. Your quips always bang on, Graham. Sam says, Grimmy playing for San Marino would be like when Souness played a random bloke for Southampton who claimed to be related to George Weah. Wasn't at all.
Whoa! Hang on a second, Sunshine. You've never seen my footballing skill on a pitch, sir. How dare you?
And who are you to say that Grimmy isn't related to George Weah? Family trees.
That's probably a safe assumption, but most of my family's based from Manchester and Preston, so when I looked at my family tree, it was all from there, on my mum's side, anyway. But
okay, that was a good. Liberia might be somewhere in the generations. You never know. Kathy's not happy. They're 4-0 up. No Nico Riley. Time will come.
And we're not going to get the double Desmond, I don't think, unfortunately, Sam.
It's okay. We'll save that for that's a neutral watch along, I think, when we're watching a game without a vested interest. That will happen. We'll watch a double Desmond one day live and I'll watch it on. Goal for Republic of Ireland. Evan Ferguson scoring. That's a big goal.
Good Lord, remember him?
He's back. You go on loan to Italy or somewhere, Roma or somewhere like that.
Yeah, he's at Roma. Yeah.
It puts them on the same points as Hungary at the minute.
Ooh, with Hungary to play, I think next time around, if I'm right. Could be crucial.
Seamus Coleman got subbed in the 64th minute.
So he's going to be fit for Saturday, is what I'm hearing.
He's ready to go. He's ready to go. He's going, Jeremy Doku, you bring it down on that left-hand side. You ain't going to do me with your tricky feet. I've got 6,000 caps for Ireland.
Pace, don't need it.
Not with experience. Experience beats everything. How many... Actually, his caps, they're not as many as I thought. Guess how many caps Seamus Coleman's got for Ireland? Bear in mind, he's 37.
I would say 110.
I was
110?
123.
74.
Oh!
You're really 72 did come into my mind, but then I was like, no, he's got to have 100 surely.
That must
Maybe
be the
why
injuries.
he's still playing, because he secretly thinks he can get there.
That's true. Maybe that's it. He wants his century.
He's looked at the list of right backs who are up and coming, and he's gone, yeah, no one's getting this team in front of me, even
I'm playing here for another 10 years. Graham was close, 432, not quite right. Kathy says that Doku got his ankle whacked. Hope he's okay. So maybe a doubt, Rebecca, for you at the weekend.
There's been 13 minutes added on in the Everton match. Do we think we can get 4 goals in 13 minutes?
I mean, it's a tough ask. It's a tough ask.
Things have happened, I think.
It would be a story.
Who was the old like? Was he left back for Everton? And he played. He did like he was he Scottish? But he was at Everton. I think he was at Everton pretty much his whole career, and he was like Seamus Coleman, where he just played forever. Was it Tony Hibbert or something like that?
You did have Tony Hibbert. You did have Tony Hibbert for a long time, but I don't think not as long as Seamus Coleman.
Think of that we've had for a while, and he's actually still at the club. Is Leighton Baines? He's not been at the club for a while. Like I'm talking like he was like through the 2000s and like 2010s. He was still playing for you. Like I was trying to remember him the other day, but I can't remember his name. Was it Tony Hibbert? I'm gonna have to Google this.
Tony Hibbert was there for a long time, wasn't he? Did he have a stint at Rangers as well?
Yeah, it was Tony Hibbert. That's who I was thinking of. Anthony James Hibbert.
James Hibbert, there you go. I still miss the days with Abu Javier at right back, Rebecca. Too young to remember Abu Javier.
Yeah.
What a legend he was.
1999 to 2016, 265 appearances for Everton.
Did he? He could have played it Legends match. I think he did. That Legends match was great. We had Peter Reid coming on for like 5 minutes at the end.
Did he? Fair play.
When it was against Roma, so it was great for me because it was like the link up between Leighton Baines and Phil Jagielka again in like defence, which was me growing up with Everton. And then next thing, like second half comes and you've got Peter Reid, who were manager, making an appearance, and he ran more than Everton, like the proper full Everton squad did in match against Roma. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
That was our very dodgy pre-season spell, not when we've come into a decent one at the minute.
And then you're about to play City.
Well, indeed. And good news for us as well. Kathy's given us all the Man City team news coming in. Marmoush and Cherky might be back as well. So just a few more to add to
yay!
To David's plans. And Sean says, Rebecca, it's not over until the final whistle. It's not over. And Jen says that Gateshead scored 4 against them in 12. So, you know, it can't be done. She's got proof in the pudding.
I can just feel that message by Jen was typed very aggressively.
Well, if this FA Cup goal is coming in, oh no. Chester, 1-0 up at Morecambe, oh no.
Who's scored?
It's not good. Not good, Jen, not good.
I haven't been keeping up to date with the results for Morecambe, but how have they been doing since obviously the takeover and the obviously the new manager coming in. Have they been doing okay? I've seen they had a couple of decent results, but I haven't seen.
I think they had a couple. I think it's been a bit more difficult. I think they've got a lot of games to catch up on and play. I think general obviously know way more than I know, but from what I've seen watching the non-league show at times, I think it's been difficult. I think it's been difficult. Absolutely rubbish, probably sums it up. Sums it up fairly. Don't ask, Grimmy. There you go. There's your answer.
I apologize.
So we've got, how long we got? 10 minutes almost left in the England game. Well, England are winning 8-2 on corners. There you go. That's what we're here for.
I love how we've basically not talked about England this entire half. Like,
it is tough, isn't it? Because I mean, we are doing so well. It's international games are like that, though, aren't they? It's writing's on the wall to a certain point, and that's the good thing for where England are progressing to. But it's it's the qualifiers. We're all aware of the challenges are ahead. The challenges are ahead. Don't poke the bear, Sean says. Come on, Grimmy.
If I don't know,
Grimmy's doing well tonight with his questions to fellow pod members. Outrageous.
I apologise. I don't think Morecambe want me at centre back though. I think that's
probably not. I don't think potential San Marino international one. Although didn't I see, and you'll know this, Grimmy, being a football manager person, of course, Zealand, who we know from Football Manager as one of the big content creators, is listed on their Wikipedia page. Was it Solomon Islands? Mm-hmm. He was on the bench or something, rather than a squad in their official game, and is now listed as a Solomon Island international or something.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
dreams can happen and come true. You see.
Yeah. But the no, go on.
I was just going to say, my brother plays Football Manager, and he took over Aki because he got bored because he couldn't get any further with Blackburn Rovers. So Aki are currently in the Premier League on his. He's taken them from League 2 all the way to the Prem. Then we've also featured in Europe. So if only that would actually happen. But yeah, that's been quite an interesting comparison of getting updates from my brother on how Aki are doing on his, and then Aki at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, my favourite ever FIFA save that I had was with Accrington Stanley, and I got them from League 2 to the Premier League, and I signed, when we were in League 1, I signed a free agent David Beckham. Like, this was when he was in his PSG days, and the game didn't want him to retire, so he just kept playing. And I was like, yeah, I'll take David Beckham as a right winger for League 1. Are you kidding? Of course I'm going to take him. And then managed to win the FA Cup and the Championship, and it was a great save. I had a great time.
That's what dreams are made of. There you go. There's your FM26 save, Grimmy. It's right there in front of you. Aki Stanley.
I have been trying to think about what I was going to do for a save on FM26. I feel like I've got to do a Man United women's save with the women's game being put in there for the first time. I feel I've got to do a save with them, and obviously with them getting Champions League for the first time as well. So we'll see.
It's got to be done. Oh, we're catching.
I think the beta is supposed to be out though when I'm
strays at us. I did hear a rumour it might be, yeah. So he's doing better with Aki than how Man United are doing. Sorry, Sam and Grimmy. We've never been in League 1, Sean. Come on. I mean, I'm not ruling it out in the future, but currently,
what a statement that is. I'm not currently ruling it out, but
currently, exactly. 13 Premier League titles. Respect, Sean. Respect.
So whenever people ask me how did the badminton game go, and if it doesn't go well, I always quote, "If I speak, I'm in trouble."
I speak, I'm in trouble. Yeah, it's tough. Tough when it doesn't go right on the court. And I had a bad one. Was it Friday? Yeah, Friday we lost, and we were very well ahead in the first set. Very well ahead. Didn't close it out. and it all slipped away from us.
Yeah. I had a set last year where we were 18-5 up, and we lost to 21-19. And I just looked at my partner, I just went, stronger words were used, granted, but I went, how the hell have we lost that game? How have we managed to lose that? Thankfully, we managed to give a heads wobble and won the third set, but even so, like, I was just like, how have we done this?
How's it going? Ours was only, I mean, so granted, you can't go up to 15 in tennis, but we were 5-2 up, so we had to win one more. And we literally had every single rotation of everyone's serves, etc. And we ended up in a tie break in the first set. And then, it was just, it's not your night. I hit 3 net cords. And with a net cord, when it hits the net and it can go one side or the other. And literally all 3 of them rolled across the tape and came our side. And after the third one, I just looked up to the heavens and went, this is decided, isn't it? There's nothing I
can do about this. Yeah,
this is predetermined. What's going on here? And then
it's a horrible feeling. Like when you feel that momentum start to go, it's just like I'm trying everything in my power to bring this back, but it ain't happening. It's like the Titanic. It is sinking. There is nothing you can do. Bail out now.
And you can't bet. And particularly when you're playing, another moment, Grimmy, another moment coming up. I'd say particularly, I think when comebacks on. Particularly when you feel as well that you're kind of, when it's doubles as well, and you're trying to sort of G yourself up and keep going, but you're telling them stuff you don't really believe yourself. Like, look, just one game here, this whole thing can turn, and in the back of your head you're thinking, we're done, we're cooked here. This goose is over.
Oh, Jared Bowen's showing some strength. Is he playing the through ball? He's played it to Eze. There we go. Yeah. Sorry,
there's Grimmy's badminton celebration voice. Look at that. 5 of the best.
The noise they make in a badminton court, I don't know if they should be used for public.
They're not broadcastable.
Yeah.
Look how quick. I mean, I saw it a second ago, and Eze was like running on. Again, he's another nightmare to come on. There's so many options. And as we said earlier, there's no Cole Palmer, there's no Bellingham, there's no Foden. It's just, can we blend them, Grimmy? Can we bake a beautiful cake?
I hope so.
A cake that could win the World Cup. A bake-off winning cake. That's what we need.
This is the problem I have, though, is that, like, are these players going to be as good as they are now? Obviously, they're not going to be having as easy as a time, but can they produce moments like that against bigger, better teams? Like when you play against your Brazils, your Argentinas, are we able to still play that sort of football? And I really don't know. Is the problem? It's like when you watch a team all season, like PSG or Bayern, the battering teams left, right, and center in the league. But then when they play in the big games, you don't know if the intensity in their league is going to help them or hinder them.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. What I want to see from them though in the World Cup, I can't remember. In these tournaments where we've got close and where we've lost the finals and we've not controlled and won simple games. Like, don't get me wrong, the moments have been exciting. The last minute. You look at the Euros where we had Bellingham got us out of jail. We had Saka against Switzerland with 15 minutes to go, and then we won on penalties. Watkins. We had Ollie Watkins last minute against Netherlands. We came from behind. Palmer equalising against Spain with 15. But at no moment are we controlling and just seeing games through. Don't get me wrong, you're probably going to need a moment or two to win if you want to win a World Cup. Like, it just has to happen, but because of the quality of what you're up against. But I just want to see them to be able to beat a team rather than we need something special. Because there's enough players here that we know can produce moments. But I'd like to get through a few teams by a couple of statement wins. I know they don't always win you World Cups, but they might help you then. Then our moment maybe could be in a final rather than in a semi-final.
Yeah. I feel like we're at that point as England fans where we're praying for some massive slice of luck to get us over the line, and I think we'll have a good tournament next summer. I'm not one of these doom and gloomers or naysayers that because we lost a friendly against Senegal, it means we're gonna do terribly next summer.
Yeah,
I think we'll
at the end of the season,
Yeah, I just don't. I just don't. My problem is if we come up against like a France or a Spain again, are we going to be able to do what's necessary to get us over the line? It's too difficult to see a way through those teams for me at the minute. Yeah, as good as we are, and obviously as many options as we have, I just don't know if they're good enough to get us over the line. But
well, I mean, in theory, that's what the appointment of Tuchel's all about, isn't it? Because we didn't do that under Southgate.
He's finding a way.
It's to find a way and to have a way of playing, and it's been sticky. And okay, again, you can only beat what's in front of you, and everyone was basing the Senegal thing, because that's all they could kind of base it on. But 3 really good performances in a row. They're not conceding goals either. They look strong, and the level of quality and competition is going to go up when we get there. And the conditions are, I'm watching this in pouring down Latvia, where in America it's going to be fairly toasty, as we saw in the Club World Cup. But Chelsea proved, I know, different tournament, and not everyone was facing it the same way, but were able to win that. Yeah. And I think that's where the squad is going to be so important, because subs are going to be even more important. Because Tuchel will have to make the solid choice. We can't have Harry Kane shattered on 60 minutes and can't move. Tuchel will have to make the changes to do it. And it may well be that he'll have to pick different starting 11s, because the recovery is going to take longer, isn't it? So it's a longer tournament because there's more teams and all. So I'm with you, Grimmy. I think they're in with it without a shadow of a doubt for me. But we all need to see the proof of it.
Yeah,
we all need to see the proof of it. The worry for me is if we drew somebody like a France and then we beat them in a quarterfinals and everyone thinks it's done and the whole place goes in. Yeah. And Spain don't look too bad. They've just gone 4-0 up themselves. So they're a team to watch, as always.
But in a way, I would be interested to see that scenario, because everyone slated Southgate for not getting us over the line. But then if we were to beat a favourite early on in the knockouts and then fail, I would assume the reaction would be similar. But then would people still be holding Tuchel accountable, even though we beat one of the bigger squads that we've always struggled against? I don't know, but
I think the feeling's different, because in theory at the moment Tuchel's just got the job to the World Cup, isn't he? That is his job. His job has come in with a very clear objective, and they've said you're into the World Cup and your job is to win the World Cup, which no England managers kind of ever realistically had that on their shoulders, apart from the fans. But that they've said, look, this is what we're here to do. And you saw it the other day, because he was critical of the England fans in Wembley Stadium. So he can probably get away with a little bit more because of that, because we're all kind of okay, fine. If we need to be a little bit harsh in this period and kick some people up the arse and do whatever and say things people don't like to get us to where we need, we'll accept it. But people won't accept it in a tenure that's longer. And maybe he stays, who knows, if we won the World Cup, maybe he says I'll stick on. Or maybe if they don't, then he says, well, I do want to carry on. But at the moment, it's a very different mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's based on what happens in the tournament, isn't it? If we have a good tournament and we play well, I think that there will be a cry out for him to stay. I think also it also depends on if a big club wants him or not. If a big club doesn't want him, then he'll probably just He'll probably
what do you and look, if we get to? So I said we're way in the future of, let's get giddy for a minute, but you get to there and he wins the World Cup. What do you do? One thing is we won't know what to do for 3-4 weeks. The whole country just won't function generally, so we won't really care about what goes after the World Cup at that point. But if you're a manager who wins what are you going to do? I've seen Deschamps did it. You stick around for the next 4 years to try and do again. He's not. Doesn't seem to me that kind of manager.
I don't know. I think.
We're through. We're there at least, Grimmy. We're there.
It has actually finished my end as well. Just to clarify. I don't want people sitting waiting for me to finish. Yeah,
Grimmy had a nervous minute where Rebecca and I were there. We knew we were there, but Grimmy wasn't quite there. He's now there.
I mean, it'd be some doing it if conceded 5 in the space of 20 seconds. But yeah.
Okay. And Kathy's left a like. Thank you very much, Catherine. Thank you for joining us. And so do everybody, if you're enjoying the stream, you like our stuff, do please hit that like and subscribe. Even if you're regular viewers, it does help the channel and it's great, and it just lets us know you enjoy listening to us spout hopes and dreams. We can be positive. It's nice to be positive, Grimmy. We normally have to talk about a side where it's difficult to be positive, but we can get carried away for a minute.
Let's get carried away. We're going to win the World Cup, boys and girls. You've heard it here first.
We are. And if things couldn't get any better, Grimmy, there's a Desmond in Hungary. Hungary 2, Portsmouth 2. A Desmond has appeared as if from nowhere. Wonderful. How magic.
Beautiful.
How magic. How magic. So Rebecca, where are you stood on England? Are you giddier than you were 90 minutes ago? Or is it a case of, well, we're going to the World Cup. I'll deal about it when we get there.
The second option. I mean, I don't really know what to say. I mean, of course, like, see, this is my main thing was Pickford's kept a clean sheet, so that's great. That's perfect, and it's one of them. It's just, I feel as though if we're again, I feel like we need to be tested. I feel like that's going to be like the thing that fully. I mean, I don't think I'll ever be fully converted of like England are gonna do this. Like, no offense, but I feel as though like if we were to be challenged and come up against like your Portugals, your Spains, or someone that we know can give us a challenge at this point, and this isn't saying that other teams couldn't. It's just what we've seen. I feel as though then I'd be like, right, we could go on and do something here, but I feel as though it's like we kind of need that kick up the bum to be able to like get us moving a bit of like, oh, these are what we're coming up against. I don't know.
I guess the problem is that there's no way to, apart from friendlies, to get that test. And friendlies are friendlies, and it depends when they're played as to how people probably approach them and all the rest of it. And probably club managers are even more worried about that than to the extent to qualify. I think they understood qualifiers, but I think like friendlies sometimes, particularly when it's like top level friendlies, and they're like, don't really want my players playing that kind of intensity because we've got a Premier League game at the weekend, and I think you see a lot of dropouts for those friendlies as well. Yeah. So you can't. They're going to have a few friendlies before the tournament, but it's just a case of finding your way there, isn't it? We're not going to find out until we come up against somebody in the tournament, presuming that we, touch wood, don't make a mess of it at the start, which I have seen in the past. Brazil 2014, I'm thinking, but that was a tough group. That's when you look at the World Cup now and the groups and the seeds and all the rest of it. You're like, we had a group with Uruguay and bloody Italy in it, and then we couldn't even beat Costa Rica won that group somehow. The most bizarre group I've ever seen.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah. Oh, the good old days, eh?
We were out after 2 games, remember? Out after 2 games, waited all suddenly, like, I think we're out by like 9 days into the tournament. It was like, that was fun.
I do remember because that was the first summer I was working, like full summer I was working at Santander, and basically they went, does anyone actually still want these early finishes for the Costa Rica game? Because it was like the third game was like an absolute dead rubber. I was like, yeah, I'll take it. I'm still taking my time off. I booked this in. I will watch Dead Rubber World Cup game just because I can. So, yeah, and everyone just looked at me like I was an idiot. And I probably was, but still did it.
That's the joy of it. I was working away that summer, and I literally watched, because all the games start like 4 o'clock. So I used to watch the first one like +1. There was nothing else to do. I was in a hotel like every night. So I think I watched literally every game of that World Cup. But yeah, the England one. And I used to get my dinner delivered, and I remember the guy coming and delivering, and it was when Brazil were getting absolutely spanked by Germany. And he just came in, almost dropped my food as he sort of like looked at the telly. It's like, what on earth's happened here? I was like, it's pretty incredible, that one. Just a 7-1 to Germany.
Just a 7, yeah.
Just the 7-1. Just the 7-1. So it's official. They flashed the table up on screen. England are top with 18 points. Albania are second with 11, and Serbia third with 10. England are going to the World Cup. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Before we go, shall we have a quick gander at the Premier League this weekend and see what your thoughts are?
Yeah.
Shall we?
Rebecca has some thoughts already on one of the games, I think.
She probably does. Let's have a look here and see if I need to find the fixtures first, otherwise I'll just be making them up, which might be fun. See if anybody notices, and we'll just throw out some random fixtures. What do you think is going to happen between Leeds and Liverpool this weekend? So, first up, hang on, that's not correct. First up, we have Nottingham Forest versus Chelsea. Nottingham Forest, with the manager under pressure, Grimmy, already.
Just a little bit,
trouble.
yeah.
Chelsea off the back of a win, beating Liverpool. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'd feel comfortable and quite confident in saying I think that's going to be a nice 2-0 to Chelsea. I think people might underestimate how big that moment was for Chelsea. Because again, they'd had a bit of a shaky start to the season. They'd obviously had a bit of a run of losses and like late equalizers to Brentford and things like that. And I think just getting that late winner against Liverpool could be a real jolt to the season. And I don't think there's many better places to go away right now to sort of maintain or keep momentum going than, unfortunately, for Forest fans, than it is going away to Forest. So, yeah, I think Chelsea will win that one pretty comfortably, to be honest.
Okay, Graham says, Anti's last game. And Angie's as well, he says. Stupid autocorrect. I'll go back and forth so you can you have a game each. So Rebecca, I'll come to you on this next one. Brighton at home to Newcastle. Brighton pretty good at home. Newcastle just starting to find maybe sort of a bit of form. Tricky one to call. Brighton, Newcastle.
Yeah, I think that one will be a difficult one. Like you said, Newcastle are picking up a bit, but then Brighton at home is always quite a difficult place to go, so it'll be interesting, that one. See what they can do.
It could be Brighton being pretty good at home, but we'll see how that one plays out. Graham's got 3-2 to Brighton, and that one is goal fest, absolute goal fest. And Newcastle had a few 0-0, so they do owe a couple of goal fests. Two promoted sides, Grimmy, a team that they did get a good win against Sunderland early on, but have dropped off a lot in terms of their 3 points in Burnley. And Leeds that have sort of impressed people fairly well. Burnley at home. This is a must win for Burnley, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah, I think so. I think they have to get some momentum from somewhere. I think they've been lucky, obviously, in a couple of games. I know they've conceded like a last minute penalty to Liverpool, and they've had things like that happen. But they've still been relatively sound, I think, defensively, and have been relatively in the majority of the games. It's just that obviously they've had a bit of bad luck. But unfortunately, at some point, you've got to grab the games by the scruff of the neck. And for Burnley, it's probably one of the ones that they've jotted down as a must-win at the start of the season, never mind what's happened since then. So, yeah, that being said, I think Leeds have probably surprised me, probably more so than anyone in the promoted teams, because they've been in games against some of the bigger sides. Like they were very much in the game against Spurs. They had decent home form. I think the stat was they hadn't lost a home league game for like over a year or something. So obviously for Spurs to go there and pick something up was pretty good going. That being said, I do think this is one of those that has a draw written all over it. So I'm going to go 1-1.
A sneaky draw between Burnley and Leeds.
Yep.
Jade and Anthony Derby, so it should be exciting. Back to Rebecca. Crystal Palace had their unbeaten streak taken away from them last time by a certain team that played them. Can't think of who that was. They entertain Heather's Bournemouth, who obviously have started the season absolutely on fire. Last time we saw Bournemouth, it was a wonderful game, wasn't it, Grimmy, on a watch-along on Friday night?
Premier League watch-along for the first time on the channel. Yes.
It was indeed. Extremely exciting. How's this one going? Crystal Palace at home to Bournemouth, Rebecca.
I feel as though Palace, I feel like they need the bounce back from the defeat to I wonder who. But no, I mean, Palace have been a strong side, and it's one of them where they've proved it with the run of results that they went on. I do feel as though it will be a close match because, like you said, Bournemouth have been, they've started the season off really strong and they do have the goals behind them. But I feel as though Palace might just take that one, especially with it being at Palace. Sorry, Graham, for that one, but I feel as though that's how it's going to go. But yeah, be an interesting one again.
Becca feels a home win. Confirmation Saudi Arabia have qualified for the World Cup as well. Of course, they beat Argentina in the early stages of last World Cup. What a shocker that was. And then Argentina went on to win it. So they're back. Exciting. We'll go back to Rebecca because the fixture list has generated up a game she probably wants to talk about. Manchester City versus Everton. Could David Moyes set up to get Everton something at the Etihad?
I feel like we can. I mean, we proved it against Palace. We've put in the performances that we know that can win us games, and we are doing quite well. I mean, away form, you're looking at Liverpool. It was a very difficult one for us, but in saying that, we had chances. We just didn't turn up for the first half, and I feel as though that's one thing that we need to look at for City. Of we cannot do what we did in the first half. We need to be pushing forward. We need to be on the ball, and like we've already mentioned, like not having Jack Grealish could be a massive miss for us, but we are then able to bring in the likes of Tyler Diblin, who is a young, exciting prospect for us. You've got Keenan Dewsbury-Hall coming back in after suspension, Iliman Ndiaye, who is just an incredibly talented player. So I feel as though we are doing quite well. And I mean, never thought I'd say this, but having Michael Keane in the defence as well, he has become like our best centre-back at the minute. So hopefully... And
a goal scorer, Michael Keane.
Yeah. So hopefully he's all right after his knocky up against Palace. But yeah, be a fun one, be an interesting one, and fingers crossed we can get 3 points from it. But I think a draw would be good as well. But I'll only take a draw if it's like City go 1-0 up and then we equalise. If it's the other way around, then it's not as fun.
That's how Rebecca sees it going. And we have the Stadium of Light, Grimmy. Sunderland entertain Wolves. Wolves have got two massive fixtures coming up. They've got Sunderland and they've got Burnley, looking for their first win. Struggling. Looked a bit better in their last couple of games, to be fair. A couple of late goals have hurt them, but they're desperate for victory. Sunderland off the back, obviously, of losing at Old Trafford, and they were a bit under par from what they've performed so far, but back in front of their home crowd. So how do you see, is Sunderland going to destroy Wolves on their home patch, or can Wolves make it tricky?
I think Wolves can make it tricky. I certainly think from the past couple of performances, the Spurs one in particular being a pretty good performance, which I didn't really see coming from the first handful of games. I think Sunderland, their basis of their season will be play as well as we can, get the majority of our points at home, and then if we can nick some points away from home, then we're doing really well. But that being said, Wolves upturn a little bit. I don't know if that makes a big difference, but I'll say 2-1 Sunderland.
2-1 Sunderland. There we go. Graham's close with his 2-0 Sunderland as well. Even to Rich has joined us just in time for the Premier League predictions. You know, he's here. He's here, ready for it. Ready for these last few games to talk about. Back over to Rebecca. Fulham versus top of the table, finally top of the table, perennial second place Arsenal, currently first place Arsenal. They travel to Craven Cottage in a London derby on the Saturday night. Do they think Arsenal will keep their foot on the gas, or can Fulham sneak something?
I feel as though with Fulham's recent form of back-to-back losses, I feel as though as long as Arsenal don't sit back and play like we know they can, I feel as though this one's got Arsenal written all over it for me. But you never know, Fulham could come out fighting, but I want Arsenal to do it just so they can stay top. The bitter blue in me is like, come on, Arsenal.
To keep the other side away. Graham's gone for 2-1 Fulham, was shock of the weekend. And Rich has gone for Everton to win Fulham versus Arsenal. No, we did Everton. Rebecca has backed Everton to pick up a point at Man City. So there you go. We have done some Everton love. Or win, certainly. Draw, two options. The old draw or win option. Grimmy, we're moving into Sunday now. Thomas the Frank engine, continuing to steam Tottenham Hotspur forward as they return at home to Aston Villa, who have suddenly started to put a few things together and look more like the side that we know under Emery. Interesting game now, I think, with Villa back in a bit of form. How do you see that one going?
Yeah, after the win against Fulham, I obviously saw a better performance there, and then the second game following that was again another step up in the right direction. I feel like it's very difficult to back anyone against Spurs at home in their current form, even with Villa probably making it a very difficult game for Spurs in the whole picture of it. But I still think Spurs should be strong enough to win that. I'll say 2-1 Spurs, but I do think Villa will put up a pretty good fight to make it interesting, I think.
I think it'll be close. Graham's got his Mystic Desmond on. Thinks it'll be a 2-2 between Tottenham and Villa. So, I think, that one's an intriguing one. I'm quite nice 2:00 one as well. Nice kind of game. I'm hoping for a bit of excitement because at 4:30, Grimmy, Anfield opens to welcome as Ruben Amorim goes for his first back-to-back victories. Rolling in there off the back of beating Sunderland. Unbeaten in 2 weeks. Liverpool versus Manchester United, Grimmy. Can it happen?
Do I have to? I was really surprised you throwing this one to me. I really thought you were going to throw it to Rebecca, to be fair. Look, it's well documented the issues United are having at the minute of consistency being one. Also, though, I think we have to do. I don't know if we should, but we should look at Liverpool's form, and obviously that's not being great. Something defensively isn't quite clicking, and a couple of the players haven't turned up when they should have. The likes of Salah, obviously being the main name at the moment, and Vert's not really hitting the ground running. That being said, if there was ever a time for us just to pull one from out of the top magic hat and pull out a lovely bunch of flowers instead of God knows what metaphor, bag of rubbish or something out of a top hat. Why you would have a bag of rubbish top hat, I don't know. That's the metaphor I'm going for.
That's one naff magician if he's showing up with his bag of coal.
If there's ever a time for us to pull one out, I feel like Sunday is the time to do it. And if there was ever a time for people to go, you know what, Amorim's our guy, Sunday is the time to do it. So, with that being said, I am going to go for 3-2 to Manchester United.
Wow.
Grimmy's all in. I think we might.
Grimmy's moved his chips all in.
I firmly believe that whether we win, lose, or draw, I feel like we're going to have a performance on Sunday because we do turn up against the bigger teams. If this was Brentford away, I would not be predicting that we were going to win. If this was Wolves away, I would not be predicting that we're going to win. If this was... I don't want to say anyone offensive.
Grimsby away.
If this was anyone outside the top four, I would say we are going to get battered probably because it's us away and we can't be consistent away. But we've turned up against Liverpool and we've turned up against the bigger clubs away. Let's just forget about the City game, shall we, this season, because that was a write-off. But you have to have delusion and you have to have faith. And trust me, for the past 10 years, I've had plenty of that being a United fan. So yeah, we're gonna win, and it's gonna be. And you know what? Harry Maguire is gonna score a goal for us, Sam. And it's gonna be the most beautiful thing you've ever witnessed. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you. Don't put your house on it. I'm not saying going that far, but maybe £1. Maybe put £1 on Harry Maguire to score and United to win. I'd love to see those odds.
I'm happy to live in the world where that exists. Come Sunday.
I'm telling you.
Simon wants to know wants to have some of what you're smoking. Gummy's just smoking positivity and happiness. It's worth a try.
If Harry Maguire scores a goal, I am the first person I'm getting in contact with, and I am ringing, whether it's FaceTime or whatever, is going to be you, sir. No matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing. I could be swimming in the middle of a lake in the middle of America. You will be getting a phone call if that happens. It will. It will happen. I'm telling you now.
I could be halfway down the street if that's the case. This might
I'll
be a
meet
run
you
out
in the
front
middle,
door and
in the middle of the
might
ocean.
be a
I'll
run
run.
at the door and just carry on kind of moment. If that happens, although I've had to stop. That used to be my when I was a kid. I used to do it. I used to be at home with my parents. Used to open the front door and just go, just in celebration. But VAR's changed all of that because I was like, if I now go and I come back like 3 minutes later and it's been ruled out, it's just going to double the pain.
The wife just leans out the window and says, Sam, you might want to come back.
Yeah, she's like, they're doing this thing. What's that mean? I'm like, oh, for goodness sake.
Comes back like a toddler strop, like just walking back down the street.
Damn it, bloody VAR referees. Yeah. We'll see. It's a nice, wow, what a lovely Sunday way to end the Sunday anyway. Nice and no stress whatsoever. Beautiful. It's what we live for.
You can start your Sunday with Dundee and Celtic.
There you go. The stress slowly building.
Well, this is the thing, because by the time when I wake up, Dundee and Celtic could be on. When will Dundee Celtic be on? What time is that kickoff?
Kickoff's at 12.
So that'll be 7 o'clock in the morning my time. So I won't be up. But
You don't want to watch them.
You'll be woken up that you'll either have Rebecca's downward spiral during the game through your cornflakes, or you'll have Rebecca on an absolute high.
Yeah, the United game will be like 11:30, so it'll be like lunchtime my time while I'll be watching it. So hopefully tucking into an American barbecue as well. Oh, what time to be alive!
Oh, what a time! What a time to be alive! What a time to be alive! Graham thinks Man United will get a point. This is 1-1 up the United. And Rebecca says that there's one of 856 London derbies. The 857th is West Ham versus Brentford on Monday night to wrap up the Premier League.
Monday night football as well. Oh my!
Monday night football. We've got West Ham versus Brentford. Of course, new West Ham versus Brentford, who lost to Manchester City but put up a good show last week, and obviously beat Manchester United the week before. So they're sort of, I suppose, overachieving to what we thought of previews. Where do you see that one going? West Ham get a victory, or Brentford gonna get another long throw?
I feel as though this one could have 0-0 written all over it. Like, it's just, I feel like with it being especially Monday night football, I feel like it's either going to be like a 1-0 to Brentford, or it's just going to be 0-0. Like, that's all I can think of with this one, just because of like West Ham's current form. I know like the changes and everything, but it's just one of them. It's just, I don't feel like this is going to be a goal fest. I say that and it'll be like 5-5 and I'll be like, right, well, how's that happen?
Yeah. Becca's 0-0 was just 3-1 after 12 minutes or something, or a game of the season. Absolute free for all. Who knows what could happen. Graham's got a free football Sunday as Charlton women are at home to Portsmouth in the Subway Cup, and his ticket is free. He's a season ticket holder. A free ticket. Is there any good? And Graham says, is there ever a game to promote watching the non-league show with Charlotte and the team? Surely it's West Ham Brentford. Yeah, don't watch that. Go and watch Charlotte, the non-league side, talking National League, North and South. Be much more educational. Or if you want to, have it on in the background, but make sure your sound's on to listen to the insights of the non-league team. Very, very excited. And Graham thinks 2-1 to West Ham. Nuno's magic starts, but hopefully not from Grimmy's magic hat with a load of coal in it, because that's not going to get you very far. Not going to get you very far. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. It's been a wonderful time, wonderful couple of hours spent with you, watching England get to the World Cup, chatting England, chatting football, chatting Premier League at the end. What a lovely time to be alive. So thank you to everybody in the chat. And of course, thank you to my wonderful, wonderful co-hosts. Grimmy, where can everybody find you when you're not touring the US of A?
You'll not find me anywhere for the next couple of weeks, but when I am live on the United Kingdom shores, I can be found on Twitter with Grimmy16, and I am on Saint Grimmy on YouTube. Not that I've put anything up for a while. Hopefully, when we get to November, there'll be some more stuff to play around with, and I do have a few video ideas, so that'll probably be gearing up again in November. That's about it. But yeah, I'll be back in November for some more football ramblings with the Absolute Football Podcast, as always.
Wonderful. And we look forward to those ramblings. And of course, Rebecca, you've been back on the Lower League Show. You've finally returned to Tuesday nights. Where can everybody find you and all your wonderful stuff?
Probably hiding this weekend with the 3 fixtures I've got. You can find my personal Twitter and TikTok, which is _Rebecca_shop_. You can find my Her Game 2 content at ASFC Her Game 2. Currently doing match day content with Accrington and also filming a few little bits, so that's really exciting. And then you can find my F1 content with the amazing Jen, and that is Girls in the Grandstand.
Magical. Very, very exciting. Graham says he really needs to get his match report for tomorrow finished. Yeah, this sounds like a long one. Friars, I mean, they love a long show on the women's podcast, so they'll probably be ready for you. He says, thank you for being so entertaining.
I will refute the length of the match report being long enough when we have Rebecca writing Scotland Football League reports on our show. Let it be said that the longest report on football matches or football leagues comes from Rebecca. Thank you very much. And that isn't me slighting Rebecca. They are brilliant reports. But I will not have Graham coming in here and slandering our good reports, sir. I will not have it.
The classic long idea. I dread to think if Dundee beat Celtic, the length of this match report next week could be insane.
I can't wait.
Could be insanity. Treaty says, thank you, great show tonight. Thank you, Treaty. Thank you to Chris as well, who's been in. Sean says, well, it's fantastic news that Her Game 2 is back on, the Instagram meta. They were taken down, which was shocking, appalling, disgusting, and they're back. Main thing is they're back. The reach out, and that was amazing. So well done, everybody, for getting them back, which should never have happened in the first place. But you can find me at SamAbsoluteFBL. I do have Twitter. I do have TikTok doing bits, little clippy bits, and I do have stuff on YouTube I do now and again as well. So all very exciting bits. I did feature on the 5th podcast, which is they mostly do Rangers Scottish football. Rebecca's been on there as well in the past. At the moment, it's just under their Patreon, but this week I think it's going out possibly tomorrow. Be their YouTube. We were talking about ideology managers, so that was an interesting chat that we talked about. That little half an hour chat I had with Gaz there. So I'll be posting that on my socials when that is available. That was fun. Enjoyed that, and of course, you couldn't possibly miss the Absolute Football Podcast. There we are in all the glory. 4 shows live a week, of course. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On a Monday, it is the Absolutely Non-League Show with Sharp and a partnership collaboration with NL Full Time, talking National League North and South. And yesterday, talking FA Cup qualifying as well. It was all going on. Tuesday, Absolutely Premier League. Usually, we'll be back with the Premier League show next week, rounding up all those matches from this weekend's action. The Women's Football Show, Absolutely Women's Football Show, tomorrow. They're back tomorrow, talking everything from WSL, WSL 2. I think they have a special guest, a Nottingham Forest fan as well, which will be interesting. Looking forward to that. That's on Wednesday. On Thursday, Shah's back with the Rowdy Rabble, talking everything AFL Championship, League 1 and League 2. I think it's a slightly short one because there wasn't that many games this weekend, and I think Rebecca's quite happy to remove one of the games from the discussion as well from League 2. But they will be there talking everything EFL, having a good ramble. I think last week there was a good chat about cakes as well. So, anything can happen on that show. Who knows? That's at 8:30 live. We do, of course, have interviews, club episodes, everything on the channel. Women in Football series as well. We're kind of bringing that to close for a first series, which has been really successful. We've got 7 episodes up at the moment. Brilliant Women in Football. Do check that out if you haven't already. You can be a YouTube member. It means you get access to special stuff, additional videos. Probably in the future we're going to start maybe releasing stuff a bit earlier so that you can get access to a few videos ahead of time if you're a YouTube member. It's only a small fee a month, and you get a few benefits as well, like emojis in the chat and other joy as well. So you can check that out. The link, I think, is in the description if you want a bit more info on that. But you can find us on Twitter, Absolute Ball Pod, YouTube, Absolute Football Podcast, Twitch the same, TikTok Absolute Football Pod, Instagram Absolute Football Podcast _, Blue Sky Absolute Football, and Facebook the Absolute Football Podcast. So pretty much everywhere. I don't need any more socials. Please don't bring out any new social accounts anywhere else or stuff that I don't understand what they are. People are like, are you on Lemon? I was like, I can't be doing any lemons. I haven't got time for lemons. I haven't got time for lemons. I'm happy if we start lemons, but I don't want any lemons. That will do. That will do for now. But thank you to everybody else in the chat. Have a wonderful week. We'll catch you very soon. Ciao for now. We're going to USA. Come on, England.
Yay.